Hello. 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 Thank you for waiting. Howdy. Howdy. Hi. I'm sorry. I was chilling in bed, enjoying my morning in bed. I looked up at the clock and it said I had like 14 minutes left or something. Like 14 or 17 or so minutes or something. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I have time to just chill a little bit longer. Next thing I know, I look up at the clock again and it's the time I normally put my starting sunscreen on. And I was still in bed. I was like, I didn't mean to spend that much time, like, just chilling around, so I got out of bed as soon as I could at that point. Oopsie. Sorry. And I also had to take my morning pee. That took me a couple of minutes. But now I'm here! Thank you for waiting. Alexa said giving trouble for 3 whole months. Good morning to the cutest frog. Good morning! I hope all you guys are having a good morning and a good evening. Mine has been very eepy. I still don't feel entirely awake, honestly. I still feel kinda eepy, but I don't know. I mean, I'm awake. I don't, not eepy like I need more sleep, but just it takes me a bit to wake up sometimes. Which it feels weird because I swear I used to always be like, I would feel awake super easily, but I feel like more recently it's just been kind of eepier. Maybe because it's hotter? I don't know. Maybe I'm going to steal pictures of your hair. You can't stop me. Well, I'm not sure what to say about that because it's a member stream. But I guess also we're not really doing anything. I don't know. But I've also worn this hairstyle before too. In the Zelda playthrough. Yeah, Majora's Mask. I think that's the only series where I've actually worn this hairstyle. So I don't do it very often. Yeah, I should wear it more often. I set an alarm specifically for stream, otherwise I would still be asleep. But I really... Is it because the member stream is earlier in the day than it normally is? You know, I don't know why we do that. I feel like I probably had a reason, but I don't know why I do the thumbnail making streams like so much earlier than other streams. Because we're doing them like 2 hours before the normal start time. Yeah. I know, but doing this on a membership makes the photos more valuable on the black market. You're not allowed to sell the photos. Okay. I'm sleepy too. Yeah, that's me too. I feel like whenever summertime comes around, it makes it so that it's harder for me to get into like a deeper sleep. You know? I wake up in the morning and like, well, I've been waking up at 6:30 lately instead of like the 5:30 that I used to be waking up at. I'm still going to bed around like 10 p.m. but I'm waking up at like 6:30. And I don't know, it's just, I wake up and I'm not feeling very refreshed. I think it's just because of how like warm it gets in the summer. I don't know. But it's something to get used to. Honestly, makes me excited for the end of summer. I feel like such a like crotchety old person saying that. But like, I don't want this summer. I just want the summer to end already. It's way too uncomfortable already. I wake up anywhere from 10 to noon. That's so late. What the heck? Yeah, most people I know are night owls, and personally, I don't know. I don't know how people do it. I like getting up early, and I like having my stuff done in the morning. Maybe that's why we do the thumbnail making streams a little bit earlier than normal. That might be it, honestly. I'm not sure. But I prefer having all my stuff done in the morning, so that way I can just chill for the rest of the day. Although I say that, but I think being a VTuber, honestly, I say get my stuff done in the morning, but I think a lot of the time I'm still working later than that. like yesterday, I was working a lot yesterday. I only actually got to rest at like starting at like 5:30 p.m. I pretty much worked the whole day. Yeah. Well, I did get to play a game with somebody for a few hours, so I guess some of it was actually gaming, but then the rest of it was all work. Yeah. Frogs go into quiet sleep in the winter, so that's a natural thing for frogs to sleep worse in the summer, which is true. I do think I sleep better in the winter. I don't know. Well, like, it gets pretty cold in the house, but like, I have my comforter and my blanket, so like, I'm fine under the sheets and stuff. It's just in the summer, because I sleep with the same comforter and the same blankets, and like, I can fall asleep and stuff. But it doesn't feel like that, like, deep sleep. And then I wake up feeling tired. And, the weather in the UK sucks right now. Yeah, that's because people in the UK don't have air conditioning. Get some air conditioning and it won't suck as bad. It'll still suck, just not as bad as it is right now. Half the time I'm sleeping on top of my covers with the window full open at night. I'm in the UK of all places. Get some AC! Man, I'd hate to sleep with the window open because I'm just thinking about all the mosquitoes that'll come in the night. But you probably got mosquitoes all in your room now. Workaholics. I mean, that's kind of how it is. It's a never-ending job, you know? I mean, being a VTuber, if you're doing it full-time, it's essentially just providing entertainment for people, like, all the time. You know? It's kind of like being the relief for somebody. Because you guys all go to your, like, 9-to-5s, or maybe you're like a stay-at-home worker or something, you know? You go do whatever work you do all day, and then you're probably tired by the end of it, right? You know? And doing that so often, it can be really draining on you. I know how I used to feel whenever I got done with work at a 9-to-5 I've been doing for a while. It drains on you after a while, you know? So, what was I going to say? That was a point I was making. I got distracted by thinking that I could probably pin up my hair. No? I can't pin up my hair when it's long? Wait, no, I think my keyboard's just not responding. Okay, yeah, I can. Okay, I was thinking, like, that should work. Anyway, I got distracted by that, and then got distracted by the fact my keyboard wasn't responding, and I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing, keyboard? Yeah, so since a lot of the VTuber fans, you know, work so hard and stuff, being a VTuber is kind of like being the relief for that, which pretty much means you're working a lot. It's kind of hard to find time for myself, but I mean, I don't mind it because I think I am actually naturally like a bit of a workaholic. So like a lot of the time, you might give me some free time and I'll be like, well, I could go play that game, but I also could go like try to animate something, or like maybe get some clips out of some recent streams. Or maybe I could do like a Twitter space, or like literally anything that I could do, I could be doing that, you know. But I have been trying to prioritize like having some chill time more to myself every now and then. I've been trying to make sure that I'm gaming with my friends. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not just on my computer. I'm trying to like play more console games. Yeah, I don't know how people can just be on their computers all day, including computer games. I mean, I guess most people, like, you don't work on your PC all day. So it's like relaxing time. For me personally, though, I've been seeing my PC space more as work, I guess. Feeling like, oh, I've been on my PC all day. I just want to get off of it and go play like a console for a little bit, you know? And I grew up playing console games anyway, so like I have a specific love for console games that, like, I like PC games too, but I feel like the love there is a little bit different, you know? Ha, joke's on you, I don't work. Not at all, really? Really? Not on anything. You know what, actually, I do know that there are some people who don't work on anything at all, and they just only have free time, and I don't understand that either, because I think I'd go crazy if I didn't have something to put my effort into, you know? Like, I like working towards something. I like having goals that loft over my head, and I can try to reach them. I we were talking about this recently. I don't remember what stream it was. We were talking about it recently where I was talking about how I actively enjoy having goals over my head for me to try to reach, and if I didn't have any more goals like that, I think I would feel very like stuck and honestly maybe kind of depressed, you know? I like having something to chase. And I don't understand when people don't work at all. Like, do you even have something that you're chasing at that point? I don't get it, you know? Yeah, I've had insomnia the past few days myself, but today and yesterday I at least got okay sleep. Well, I'm glad. Moths are worse? No. Moths don't bite you in your sleep. Moths don't carry mosquito-borne illnesses. Yeah, mosquitoes I think are worse. In my case, a lot of the stuff I love. Which is why I even did quite a lot of it while on holiday long. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry, my brain was like, words? Reading? I think it's too early in the morning for me. I don't know. I'm a morning person, but whenever the summer comes around, I think it's just because the house doesn't have good AC. It gets too warm, I think. I think that's what it is. Bleh. Yeah, I'll be happy when fall comes around, I think. Then I can sleep better again and feel more like myself in the morning again. Because it feels weird, because I know I'm a morning person, but it feels weird being like, it's too early for this. It's never been too early for me for anything. And it feels weird to say. What the heck? Hi, Rebbi. Hi, Austin. How you doing? Hi. Yeah, I prefer console games myself. The biggest advantage of PC is being able to mod games, which I do for very few games. Yeah, I can see that. If you're a big, like, modder, if you're big into, like, the modding scene, then I can understand PC being, like, the play. But I guess, like, I grew up playing console games, and to be honest, even some games that are available on PC that you can mod, like Skyrim, I still play it on my Switch. I still play it on console. So it's like, yeah, I'm not really into modding games much. Maybe that's why I appreciate the vanilla version of games more. Maybe if I played more PC games and I was able to mod games when I was younger, I would be like more into the modding scene now, maybe? I'm not sure. This PC time was always really limited when I was little. Not PC time. Internet time was restricted. Had like 2 hours of internet time every day, which like, that doesn't feel like enough. I mean, I can understand from a parent's perspective not wanting kids to be on the internet all the time, but I feel like only 2 hours was very restricted. I remember this one time, I used to play this game. It was this website called Moshi Monsters, and I used to play it all the time. And for people who don't know what Moshi Monsters is, you basically raise your own little monster. But there's these little guys that you can get. They're like a pet system. And there's like a ton of them that you can collect. I think they were called mosslings. Yeah. And there's a lot of them that are just like base game, right? You just need to do what you need to in the base game to get them. But then there are some that are limited time events. Or you'd have to like pay to get them. Or do the events or something. I don't know, they were like hard to get. And my parents would never pay for anything. I don't know if you could like buy them. I can't remember if that's accurate or not. But I do know that they were not usually available. Well, there was this one time I was playing, Moshi Monsters was doing like I think it was like a throwback moshling event where they were bringing back a bunch of old moshlings. And there was one that like I had always loved when I saw people had it. It was like a woolly mammoth one, and then when you clicked on it, he would like chase his tail in a circle. He would basically spin. And it would play this music like dun 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 dun. And I thought it was super cute. And I was doing the event for it, and I don't remember the rest of the event. I only remember this part. There's a part at the end where you have to help the moshling escape from like these like tribal dudes who are chasing. So it's like a 2D side scroller. You're basically running away from these dudes, and you have to like use the space bar to like jump over obstacles and basically just get to the end of the race course, right? Basically just trying to get to the end of that section. Well, you know, which should have been really easy, except except for the fact that my parental controls were trying to kick me off at the time. And it was brutal because a pop-up would pop up and basically it was like telling you like, all right, time's up for the day. You know, and you could put in a password to kind of make it go away for a couple of minutes, extend it for like a minute or so. And by a minute, probably meant more like 10 seconds. I don't know. But I remember I was doing that segment and I basically had to be like, okay, jump, jump, jump. Pop up. Oh God. Password, 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 enter. Jump, jump, jump. Password, 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 enter. Jump, jump, jump. Password, 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 enter. And it took me a little bit, because I think I remember I failed a couple times. I mean, obviously, the game would keep running in the background when the pop-up popped up. So, I had to be very fast, or else the tribal dudes chasing me would catch up to me. So I remember I had to try a good few times. But somehow I miraculously did get that moshling doing it that way. Like, somehow, I honestly don't know how. I was just very persistent. I think if I waited, if I remember right, it was the last day for the event. So if I waited till the next day to get more internet time, I would have missed it entirely. So I was like dedicated to getting this moshling. I was not gonna let it slip through my fingers. This was like the only time I was ever gonna get it. And then I did get it. Yeah, I kind of miss my monster. I had a Katsumi. Yeah, Katsumi. I think that's what they were called. I named him Cutter. Yeah. I don't remember any of my login info though. So I've not played it in a long time. Yeah, I miss my mushy monster. Yeah, sounds like Tamagotchi sort of. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've never had a Tamagotchi, so I don't actually know. But yeah, you do care for your monster. You have to like feed them, make sure they're fed, make sure they're cared for. You can take them around town and play games with them and collect in-game currency. And they would have like events like that and stuff where you could get more mushrooms. Yeah. I remember they had a couple that were based off celebrities too. They had one that was Justin Bieber. And he was a beaver, and when you clicked on him, he would jump into like a trash pail or something and go ning 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 ning. And the other one that was named like Lady Goo Goo. It was really funny. I love mushy monsters and been weavers somehow. Yeah, mushy monsters. Yeah. 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 I remember disabling those timers on the school library computers at lunch times. I wish I knew how to disable them entirely. I don't know. The parental controls were absolute BS when I was little. At least the ones that my parents had. Because they had Net Nanny. It was called Net Nanny. I think originally they used... No. Originally they used a different parental controls. I don't remember what it was. That was the one that allowed you to put in the password and keep playing for a bit. But when they installed Net Nanny, you could not do that. Net Nanny was more strict. She was like, all right, your time's up, get off. I'm not letting you do anything. There's no exception. Get off. I don't know why I knew the password for the parental controls for the first iteration, by the way. I don't remember why. It must have just been set to like my general password or something. I don't know how I knew the password, or just that I did. But it was so bullcrap. Because I swear the parental controls were like both too strict and not strict enough. They were strict on the wrong things. As I remember, they would restrict me from like going to certain Zelda news sites. There was a website I used to use when I was younger. It was Zelda Dungeon. I used to use it because it's like a message board. It's like a forum for Zelda fans. It was my very first social media site. And I remember like it would let me go throughout all the pages pretty much. But sometimes it wouldn't let me go to the news page. And I'm just like, why? Because half the time you let me go to the news page just fine. But every so often it just wouldn't let me go to the news page. And like, it's a Zelda site. All the news on there is Zelda related. Like, there's nothing that would have been posted that should have been like not okay. And I remember I told my dad, like, hey, it's not letting me read the news for today. Can you, like, make an exception? And he was like, well, if it's blocking it, then there's gotta be something on there you're not supposed to see. And I'm like, it's Zelda, Dad! Like, come on! There's nothing in any of the games that I should not be able to see. And I literally have most of the games. I literally play the games themselves. What are you talking about? I think the most mature stuff that Zelda offers is like some cleavage on some of the characters in Twilight Princess and Hyrule Warriors, which Mom and Dad did not care about, so... Or if they did care, then they just didn't put their foot down on that one. I don't know. And this is the same type of parental controls that would let me read, what was it called? Self-insert, shipping the reader with serial killers. I remember it let me read one of those, but then it wouldn't let me look up how to make hot chocolate. And I don't know if the parental controls thought by hot chocolate I meant something entirely different. I don't know. I just wanted to know how to make hot chocolate. The drink. So the parental controls would absolutely be so backwards. It was the worst. I was so happy when I finally could browse the internet without the parental controls. Playing on console is a special place in my heart. Didn't have a PC that could play the majority of games for a very long time. Yeah, same. My mom and dad had PCs when I was little, but it was their computers. I remember we used to live in this house where we had this big loft space, and on one side of the room we had our entertainment center with like our game consoles. Not all of them. It was the GameCube and the N64. Those were the ones at that one. We had a Wii, but that was at like a different TV, a different entertainment center. And then on the other side of the loft was the two computer desks. And there was one that was Mom's, and there was one that was Dad's. And sometimes Dad would let you play games on his. I pretty much never got on Mom's. So, yeah. Yeah. Daughter, you're gonna see Nintendo stock is going down and you'll get anxiety syndrome because you're afraid the game will be cancelled. Don't read the news. If this happened in modern times, maybe that would be the reason. I don't remember. I don't know what would have been going on for that to happen. I don't remember. Well, I don't even think they would post Nintendo news, like, in general. It was specifically Zelda-related stuff. So I don't get it. Yes, video game new is against the law. But serial killer fanfic is perfectly okay. Oh yeah, no, I was allowed to read, like, some really, like, suggestive stuff back then. Dad thought his parental controls were working so good because they were so strict, but they were only strict on the wrong things. I remember reading some pretty, like... I remember reading some pretty... what word should I use? Lewd and... when I was pretty young. But no, we cannot allow the child to know how to make hot chocolate. A child using the stove? No, we can't have that. She might burn herself. Here you go. Read some self-insert fanfic about two twins that want to double penetrate you at the same time instead. It was so backwards. And Dad had no idea. But maybe that's your boy. Using the stove or the fanfic. Because The parental controls didn't seem to think the fanfic was at your back. Hey, that scream is my kettle. I don't know, maybe it is. Maybe you should go check. You know? Your kettle is running. You should go catch it. I know, it was so backwards. Yeah. Not to mention, all the like Gurham related fanfic that I used to read when I was little too. But I think I would read a lot of that stuff on like a different device than the net nanny was on. I don't know, cause I remember I had parental controls on my PC and I had parental controls on my Kindle. They gave me a Kindle at one point. They bought Kindles for everyone in the family. And I remember I like thanked them for mine, turned it on, realized there were parental controls on it, and immediately threw like a giant fit because I was tired of the parental control. I wanted the chance to show my parents that I could be trusted online, and I was not getting that chance. It made me so mad. Honestly, I would still be mad, actually. I look back on that and I still side with myself. It was way too strict. I was visiting family over this weekend while watching the Mario Kart stream, and upon hearing you laugh, my sister asked if you were barking! What? What? What kind of laugh was I doing? Huh? What? Is it just my normal laugh? Does it sound like a dog barking? I have never gotten that one before. What the heck? Yeah. For me, it was the other way around. I was computer savvy. My mom wasn't, so I had more freedom. Yeah, well, I remember, there were a few times I was smart enough to get around it. The problem was I was not smart enough to not get caught later. Like, there was one time I remember I found the Wi-Fi password, or like the passwords for the internet on the router. I used to inspect the router and just like look for information that I could decipher was like what I needed to get on the internet. And I remember that I figured it out how to connect it to the internet with stuff that was on the router. But of course, I always got myself caught. I could not hide the fact that I was on the internet because I would get on the internet on my 3DS and I was on it like pretty much all the time. Because it was where I could talk to people and I was insanely lonely. I wanted to be online to talk to people because I was insanely lonely being like, pretty much stuck in my house. I didn't have a normal school life and pretty much was just stuck at home literally all the time when I was a kid. So I used to try to get online all the time just to like have friends and stuff. But I remember I got caught and my dad was trying to ask me, who taught you how to do this? Who taught you how to figure out the password? And I told him, nobody taught me, I figured it out myself. Which was the truth. It was the truth. I figured it out myself by looking at the router. But he did not believe me. He thought I was covering for somebody who taught me. He was like, no, someone must have taught you how to do this. Who taught you? And I just kept telling him the truth, but he never believed me. And then later I was thinking about it, and I was just like, who do you think would have told me I would have needed the internet for someone to tell me how to get on the internet? If you thought about that for even 2 more seconds. Yeah, sometimes I was a little smarter than my dad. Don Google my internet friend. I couldn't even Google it. You need internet to Google. You need internet to Google stuff. I just looked at the router. And I remember I felt felt so tech savvy when I was younger. Little younger. I felt so tech savvy back then. But I'm very much not a tech savvy person, but I felt so cool. So good with computers. So good with electronics. So tech savvy. Yeah. Honestly, I only started using the internet when I was 18. When I tried as a child, I started being chased by a Chinese girl and her whole family. What? Now, I have some really horror stories with using the internet back then too. Honestly, that was the real reason that they didn't want me online. But it's kind of really heavy subject material and I probably shouldn't get into it. But yeah. Yeah, but you can just say that a lot of the friends that I was talking to online, were grown men who did not have good intentions. Yeah. But they were all that I had! So, yeah, that happens often. Yeah, that makes sense. Your first mistake was thinking parents want the truth and not validation for whatever they make up and decide is reality. No, my parents would do that sometimes. I have a few stories of my parents doing that. I remember there was this other time. Was when I was younger, I used to try to sneak into like snacks that weren't mine all the time. And I remember there was this one time they had like a 4-pack of root beer. But it was like the kind in glass bottles, right? Where you need a bottle opener to open it. And I remember one time I went, they like called everyone in for dinner. So I turned off my like yes or my phone or whatever I had at the time, I don't remember. Walked in for dinner and they immediately started questioning me. They were like, "Did you drink our root beer?" And I said, "No, I haven't touched your root beer." Well, they didn't believe me, because they still kept asking, like, now, we had 4 root beers here, one of them is missing, we didn't drink it, did you drink our root beer? Which, like, at that point, it's not a question. They're looking for a confession to something that they thought I did. They had already, been convinced in their minds that I did this, and they were just looking for the confession. It wasn't really a question. But I stood my ground, because it was the truth. I was like, no, I did not drink your root beer. I don't even know how to open those bottles. I remember, I would get stressed out very easily. And when I was younger, actually, I still kind of do that. I've been going out a bit more recently, but that's been a trait of mine for a long time, is I get stressed easily, and I used to cry very easily when stressed. So I would start to like tear up and cry, and I didn't want people to see me crying, so I remember I just like left the room and went back to my bedroom to cry, and then they saw it as me storming out of the room, so then they shut off my internet. And then I was just stuck in my room with no one to talk to, kind of just feeling like forced to go back out and like have that conversation. And I'm like, I don't want to walk out there just to be accused. So I sat in my room for as long as I could until my dad was like, if you don't come back, we're gonna ground you. So then eventually I walked back out. But then I think before I got there, they said like, all right, we're sorry, you didn't drink our root beer. Turns out they drank it and they forgot about it. And I was just there like, I told you I didn't touch your root beer. Yeah, they drank it. It was them. They drank it and forgot about it. And the dumbest thing is that it's not something I even would have gotten into. Because I might not have been the smartest child, but when it came to getting into food, I was pretty well versed in what would get caught and what would not get caught. So I remember even back then thinking like, I would not have gotten into your 4-pack of glass root beers. And here's why. 1, it's a 4-pack. There's only 4. Or maybe it was like a 6-pack. I don't remember. It was like 4 or 6, right? Because that's how those bottles usually come. which means that if one is missing, there's a much higher chance that someone is going to notice. So you don't take one of those. And then additionally, yeah, you need to use a bottle opener. I do not know how to use a bottle. I mean, I think I do now. I don't know. I don't open a lot of bottles like that. Most of the sodas I drink are from cans. I don't really open glass bottles like that. But back then, I absolutely had never opened a bottle like that. So I would have been like, I don't know how. Like, I need help to open it because I don't know how. I don't think it's hard to do, but I was really young then. I was like, I don't know how to do it. So no, if I were to take root beer, it would have been from one of those like big boxes that are full of cans and stuff. And it would have been like, okay, after they've already opened it and they've taken a good few, that's where you can take one and they might not notice. Because if they already opened the box, then it's not an unopened box that they didn't open. They opened it, and then if you wait for some of the sodas to be gone, then if you take one, they're not gonna notice. That's where I maybe would have gotten into the root beer. But because it was glass bottles, I never would have touched that ever because I knew I would get caught. I don't think I even considered it. It was like, okay, glass root beer. Like, that's it. There's no consideration in my mind. that was something I should have gotten into. Yeah, I thought it would be one of your siblings. No, it was mom and dad themselves. Yeah, but when I was really little, I used to be a huge troublemaker. So I can see why they thought it was me. I used to get into a ton of food, and I also used to be a huge liar. I would lie about everything. Which I think now I only acted out because of how lonely I was. But yeah, like that's how I was. So like I can't blame them for immediately thinking it might have been me that got into it. But at the same time, yeah, I think that was after the point that I started being honest. Because I remember there was a point in my childhood where I got tired of everyone like not believing me. So I just stopped lying. Like, it like totally flipped on its head. I went to a point where like, I hardly ever lied about anything. It was like, you know, sometimes if you really need to tell a white lie, then like that would be the exception. But I did not like lying. I still don't like lying. I still try to be as honest as I can, wherever I can, and however ways I can. Because not having people believe you is like the worst. People are always distrusting you. It's the worst. You can't say anything and they won't believe any of it. So I had already started like being honest by that point too. But I think that was maybe only like a year after. So I don't remember. But yeah. And yeah, that tracks. At the age of 8, I lacerated the crap out of my hand trying to open one of those bottles, not understanding what a bottle opener was. Oh, ow! That sounds painful. I hope your hand was okay. Yeah, no, the edges of those bottles are so sharp. No, I think when I was little, if I had ever tried to open one of those, it also would have been with my hand, but I never cut myself or anything. Yeah, I was like that. I just told the straight truth, caused less issues. Yeah. I think now if I told my parents anything, they're more likely to believe me. Cause now it's been years where I'm just like telling the truth all the time, and I don't really lie like I used to, you know. So it feels a lot better. I can say I don't understand people who are like what are they called? Pathological liars. There are some people who even as adults are pathological liars, and I mean, I don't know. Is it like a mental condition? Is it like a conscious choice, or is it like a medical thing where like they just like something in their brain causes them to lie a lot and they just can't stop doing it? I don't know, but I don't understand pathological lying because that's gotta be exhausting. No one believes you anymore, you know. But then I guess if you're always lying though, if you're a pathological liar, then when are you telling the truth? I guess so. I guess that makes sense. You know, I couldn't lie for heck when it came to little lies. I would start giggling like an idiot. When it came to big things, I was somehow able to. Oh, that reminds me. You reminded me of some other thing that I used to have that also made people think I was lying and guilty. Is if I was accused of anything. I forgot about this. If I was accused of anything when I was little, I would start smiling. Like I think it was like a nervous smile. but I would have to fight a smile. And my parents thought that if I smiled, it meant I was guilty. No, it's because you're accusing me and I get nervous. But I hated that about myself because it always got me in trouble. It's like my face is just like, huh? Now's the time to smile. It's like, no. I think that might have happened in that root beer story I just told. Like they thought I was guilty because I started smiling. It's like, no, I can't control it. I didn't drink the root beer. Oh my god, Sam! It's the worst! It's the worst! My father is one of those. He's a little bit crazy, but he's a good guy. As long as they're a good person, I hope. But yeah, well, having to lie that much is like, that's gotta be timing, I think. Guess it's also narcissism that plays into it. So a liar would try to paint themselves larger than life, so people would think highly of them. I do think that being a pathological liar and narcissism have ties. I do think so, based on like stories that I've heard. I've never done like in-depth research on it, but that seems to be the case from the stories that I've read. I should do some research on it sometime, because I really like psychology. It feels interesting to say because I think most people, I think most of you guys that watch my content, you look at me and you're like, a little Google, and then I have an interest like psychology. I think I'm less into it nowadays, but I used to be like super into psychology. And I wonder if it's because I'm very analytical. I don't know. I've always been really analytical though. Even when I was younger, I used to try to analyze what people were thinking based on how they would act and what they would say, and would kind of come to conclusions on their mental states. Yeah, I mean, not like diagnosing people with anything, but just kind of thinking like, I could see some narcissistic traits in there. I don't know if that makes them a narcissist, but I feel like I know what I'm seeing. When I was a kid, I thought I was so smart. Although I do think being analytical on people's behaviors can really come in handy sometimes though. Because I think there were times where people were going to like do me wrong. They were going to treat me bad. And because I recognized like behavioral patterns and kind of like was analytical, I was able to like avoid trouble with some people. So sometimes it was me being dumb, but sometimes it was really smart and very handy. Yeah, there's a train outside. Choo choo! Choo choo! Yeah, I was so bad at lying that my parents had to stop telling me what they got me as Christmas or birthday gifts because I would just outright tell them. Wait, so you would like sneak a peek at it, and then if they asked you, you would just tell them? Oh wait, what they got family as Christmas or birthday gifts. Oh my no! You're ruining the surprise! I miss having like big family birthday and Christmas events together. That would be so fun. I think that's one of my goals. One of my goals for the next couple of years being a creator, I want to move out of my house and move closer to family and be somewhere nicer. That's one of my goals. Yeah. Maybe about to learn the DSM-5 by heart. What's that? I don't know what that is. What is that? I always used to think parents use some sorcery to figure out the truth even when we were lying. They're just looking for things that they think are telltale signs, but like, it's also very common for parents to just assume the worst and not believe anything else except what they think is the truth. So, it kind of depends on the parent. Some parents are actually good at reading people, and then some parents just want like a confession, and they don't actually know the truth. Yeah. Parents were the biggest liars when they said Santa Claus was real. What do you mean? Santa is real. He delivers the presents every Christmas. Santa is real. Yeah. They're family frog. Yeah. I don't have the best just my relationship with my family has gotten a lot better since I moved away. Which I think that happens a lot. I think honestly, I just wasn't very compatible with their lifestyle. They had a very strict lifestyle, and a lot of children in a not super big house. So I didn't really have a lot of space to myself. And yeah, I think now that I've had time to like be on my own and be an adult, my relationship's gotten kind of better. Even though I've only seen them like once in the last like 3 years, it's a lot better now. Yeah. But I think if I were to move closer to family, it'd be my extended family, not my immediate family, because my immediate family likes to live in places that are expensive. So yeah. So I'd probably be going back to like my hometown or something. That's my dream. I want to move back to my hometown and be with my extended family. I think that would be cool. Yeah. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it'd be cool. I don't know if my extended family really knows like who I am as a person, super in depth and stuff. I don't know. I spent a lot of my childhood just being at home. So honestly, even my extended family is like, I'm not super close with them. I don't know. I remember the last time my grandma came to visit me, I said the word hell in a sentence, and she was like, language! And I was just sitting there thinking like I just said like, sorry, and then just kind of felt bad about it for the rest of the day. But I was sitting there thinking like, Grandma, I say way worse than that frequently. Honestly, I forgot that the word hell is considered a curse word. It feels so tame and mild. It doesn't feel like a curse word. No, I'm a pathological truther. I'll tell people the most out-of-pocket facts about myself without even questioning it. Man, I wish I had that kind of confidence. Cause like, I think I've told my aunt. My aunt knows I'm a VTuber. She knows what VTuber I am. But I don't think her and my extended family really like check out my content in depth. Cause I remember she checked out one of my covers. I think it was my first Made in Abyss cover. And she was like, "Whoa, you're singing? Is that Japanese?" And I said, "Yes, it is." And she was like, "Wow!" But I don't think she watches my content like all the time, and she doesn't know that I'm basically a child-pilled frog online. And to be honest, I kind of don't want them to find out. Even though she already knows what my YouTube is because I gave it to her. Yeah. Yeah. I don't lie because I have to. I just do it for the love of the game, you know? Yeah. I mean, I feel that just because I know what that's like, having an arc where you just lie about everything, you know? I hope they're cool about your VTubing career. Oh, they are. My immediate family also knows what I do as well. And I've seen VTubers talk about it online, actually, where they're like, my family found out I was a VTuber, and they like told me that I have to quit, and they're threatening to sell my PC, and I gotta get a real job. I'm thankful that none of my family has reacted like that. They're all cool with it. They're pretty supportive. I was telling my dad, actually, I was telling him, like, guess how much money I made from merch recently? Which was, like, in the thousands. Low thousands, but still was in the thousands. I was like, oh my god! I was, like, telling him, like, look how successful I am. Please finally be proud of me. And he thought it was cool. And he was like, where do people get the merch from? So I sent him the link to Kawa's website, which they hadn't yet disabled the buttons for Hatch Day merch, and my dad ordered one. He was like, cool, I ordered a keychain. And I was like, yay, thanks, Dad. But they don't like watch what I do like all the time. I know some people, their parents find out they're a VTuber and they're like super like super gung-ho about it, and they're like, oh, we watch your streams, the chat is so nice, and sometimes they even come on stream, and they're like, you know, actually I guest on people's streams and stuff. Yeah, I don't know if I would prefer my families like that. I don't know. 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 But I'm happy that they are supportive. I don't think that they watch everything that I do, which is probably a good thing because I do really weird stuff sometimes. But yeah, the fact parents see their daughter make money working from home, and their first thought is to immediately stop it. I think for those people, I don't know if they're full-time VTubers. I think very often when I see VTubers talk about that, I think they're like not full-time VTubers. So the parents just see like them putting money, or maybe not even putting money, maybe just like putting time into something that they feel is a waste of time and a waste of money, and it's not a real job, and they could be spending their time becoming like a lawyer or a doctor or something. Which I feel so sad for the VTubers to have parents like that. Because man, I always thought I had it bad with my parents not paying that much attention to what I was doing. Because my parents used to praise my sisters a lot because they were really into art. And one of my sisters is like really good at drawing. And I was never into drawing. I used to be into writing. I used to want to be like a published author. So that's what I would do. And they were interested to read what I wrote. But I also wasn't very good at like actually like writing things. Like my output for it was not too great. So it was very rare that I would actually like have something written. So I think it was like easier to praise them. Like they would make like Instagrams, and they had Instagrams and they would post their art and stuff. And I think it was like easier for my family to be like keeping an eye on that and stuff. But I remember I felt like so like forgotten when I was a kid. So like getting to do all this now, and like they're actually like interested in stuff, it actually means the world to me that when they take an interest in literally anything I'm doing. I remember there were times when I was younger, there was this time I was playing Breath of the Wild, and my dad like walked into the room and was just kind of like watching me play, and I was like, oh, Dad's watching me play, well I gotta make this super interesting so he won't stop watching. And then eventually he started looking at his phone, and I was just like, I just went to keep playing my game. I remember there was this time, during that time, I was like trying to climb a cliffside in the game, and I was like rushing it and not doing it right, trying to get to the top of it because my dad was watching, and I was just like, this is a huge deal! So I was trying to make sure that I was keeping it interesting, and I kept failing to climb the cliff. I spent a lot of time just being by myself when I was little. It's kind of weird, living in a house that has so many people but just being lonely all the time. Like, that's kind of just the universal experience of my childhood. So, it feels really nice now that I get to talk with you guys all the time. I get to talk to people every day. I get people that want to watch me play games all the time now. Wow, it's like I got free dads. Wow. Just dad things, yeah. No, yeah. I think that's also why, though, I think it's having a childhood like that, though, is why, in my streaming career, sometimes I've struggled with things like, oh, it's kind of embarrassing to say out loud, I've struggled a few times with, like, emotional regulation. I think I still do struggle with that. Like, sometimes if there's something that bothers me on stream, it's hard for me to, like, you know, you're supposed to, like, just ignore it, or maybe if you can play it off as a funny thing, then you can try to play it off as a funny thing, but usually you want to ignore it. And I feel like it's so easy for something to get to me, and then it's hard for me to brush it off. And also, like, knowing what to say in social situations. Man, sometimes I look at some of the VTubers that I know and I follow, and then I see how charismatic they are with everybody. Like they're so charismatic, and I'm like, how do you do that? Because I feel like I don't want to say stunted, but sometimes that's how I feel. Like I don't know how to be super social and be charismatic like that because of all that stuff, you know. Oh, I've been trying to like work on it. I've been trying to like get better at it. Yeah. Hey, Sony, they're giving a sample for 3 whole months. Oh, look, 3 months. 3 months! Yeah! Yeah! Congrats. Yeah. It feels like just yesterday we finally got like memberships unlocked and stuff. And now we're going on a few months since then. Isn't that crazy? Wow. I'd have been nearly entirely alone if it wasn't for having grown up with 2 sisters. One who played a lot with me. They also like video games. Yeah, my siblings also really liked video games too. So for a while when we were kids, we used to play games a lot together. I remember all the times we would argue and fight over Super Mario Bros. Wii. Whenever I see that game now, it just reminds me of fighting. Because every time, we wouldn't fight all the time for every game. Like, a lot of games we would chill with each other. But when it came to that one, we fought all the time. Because there was always someone, like, jumping on another person's head, or getting in the way, or not doing the thing fast enough. Or maybe we came across, God, I remember, what was it? It was the last world. Level 1, the lava one. Oh my God. We spent forever trying to get to that level because it was hard. I think one of us had to go into it solo just to try to get past it. It was the worst. Also, it's been an hour and I still haven't started thumbnails. Yeah. We only have a few thumbnails to make this time though, so we have more yap time this time around. But maybe I should actually like get it set up. I have so many things on my desk. I need to clean off my desk. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I guess it's something you learn as you go. Nobody is born with unspeakable risk. Failure is definitely part of it. Yeah, it's just kind of awkward when it's like permanently saved on the internet. And in front of a bunch of people, you know. Because I think most people get to like interact with people when they're kids and fail when they're kids. And when you're an awkward, dumb kid, it's like, okay, that's normal. Most of the time when you're an adult, though, you generally have an idea how to, like, talk with people. But not a lot of people had a childhood like mine. Well, I mean, there are a lot of people that had a childhood like mine, but I think, like, most people don't. So, it's, like, kind of weird. I guess, for adults to struggle in that way. If that makes sense. Which, I mean, of course it makes sense. I didn't say that weird of a thing. Here we go. Where is Krita? Oh, yeah, I need to get Krita turned on. It's not even turned on my PC yet. There we go. Yeah. Episode taking me out for chapel for 3 whole months. Most of my favorite VTubers have the social skills of a rock through a window. Wait, really? I don't know. I feel like I see other VTubers. I look at other VTubers all the time. And I'm just like, wow. Like, you're so cool. You know just what to say. You have so many friends, like best friends that you speak with all the time. And like, I have a lot of friends in the VTuber scene, but I don't think I have any that I would say I would speak with all the time. Where we're like best friends, jamming back and forth. Nah, I feel like someone who often gets forgotten about. Like, I fade into the background. It's hard for me to get people's attention, and if I want to talk to anyone, I have to message them first. I'm like that sort of person. And I think especially after, after my previous employment, sort of like went under, it kind of got worse again for me. I don't know. I forgot how hard it was to make friends as an indie. I think the only time I've ever had friends as a VTuber was during that time. And now I'm indie again. I still have my friends, but we're not like super close. No, I don't know. Maybe we are, and I just don't know what defines as close. Like because I'm constantly wondering about that. You know, I want to know how to make better friends. I want to have people I'm super close with. Okay, so we are going to make the thumbnails for this week. Okay, so first we're making Fate, the Cursed King. Then we're doing VSMP with Skinosaur. Yeah, that is a like planned VSMP collab, which I don't know if I've ever done any of those before. Yeah, I mean of course not. I only have like 2 VSMP streams, but that would be really, really cool. And then I do have Secret of the Mimic on here, but I figured I would just remake. I would just use the thumbnail that I made a while back and just use that waiting room. The waiting room still exists actually. I just made it private, so I'll probably just like change the time on it and then just like use that. So we really only have to make 2 thumbnails. Wow, I thought we were at least making 3. Nope, it's 2. Also, Alexander, thank you for being a member for 3 whole months. Sorry, Chadpool for 3 whole months. Dang it, I'm trying not to say member because I like saying Chadpool better, but sometimes it still slips through. Yeah, it's dad pose. Dad pose. Dad pose. Time with the best fact sure has gone by quick. I know, right? This is like, whenever we start yapping about something, it's always super fun. Yeah. I wonder though, should I get like a PNG for Skinner? I don't know, like when people usually do Minecraft collab, well VSMP collab specifically, do they put like their friends in the thumbnail or should I just make a VSMP thumbnail? I don't know. You'd be surprised by how many adults don't have basic social skills somehow. Well, I know that there's a lot of adults that don't. Like, I know it's not an uncommon problem. I guess I just feel like I look at VTubers. I look at other VTubers who even they themselves would say that they have no social skills. I think even their fans would say that, right? But to me, they look like they know how to socialize pretty well. They know how to, like, to talk to people and crack jokes and actually make friends and stuff. I feel like I don't know how at all. I feel like someone might say something witty to me and I want to say something witty back, but my brain just can't think of what to say in the moment, and then it makes it kind of awkward. Then I'm labeled as an awkward person to interact with. You know? Yeah, I had more friends as a kid than I do now, but my social skills are 1,000 times better. Well, kids also have lower standards for friendship, so that makes sense. Yeah. I feel like the hardest part is getting to know people and making friends. Once you're comfortable, it's just a matter of time to build strong relationships if you put some effort into, for me at least. I guess what I want to know is, like, what do you talk to people about in DMs and stuff? Like, if there's something actually happening, then, like, I could be like, oh, did you see this? And then we start talking about it. But, like, what about when there's not something going on? What about when you want to talk to that person, but there's not really something going on? Wait a minute, I just realized, don't I have a Fate thumbnail that we haven't used? Didn't you make one a while back, and then we ended up not streaming it? Fate the Cursed King 2. Did I use this one? How many Fate streams have I done? Coin for 5. I can't remember. Thank you. Wait, InSim just uploaded a day ago. Scrutinized is finally back and it's even more terrifying. I just opened YouTube and I just got flashbanged with Tanner. Bruh! Wait, did Scrutinize get like an update or something? Or is he just playing it again? I don't know. I'll have to go watch that. Tanner on my feed? I don't want to see the ending though. I want to see the ending myself. When I finally get to see the ending. I want to see it myself because I don't know what the ending is. Let me see. I need them to fix it though. I swear the last time we played Scrutinized. Okay, yeah, I have used this thumbnail. Okay, so I guess maybe we don't have another one. That's a rest. Thank you for the $2 super. Well, you're my friend, Rebbi. Yeah, we are the farmer community. Yeah. I think you're doing well for what it's worth. Yeah, but you guys always think I'm doing well. What the heck? I just found a piece of a cosmic brownie that was sitting on my desk. I did not know that was there. Wait, I think I did drop that piece a while back and I couldn't find it. I found it! Yay! Yeah, but also you guys can't see what it's like behind the scenes when I want to DM people. You guys don't know, like, how much I struggle to, like, talk with people. I pretty much never DM people. I mean, I do sometimes, but it feels like I don't have, like, riveting conversations or anything. Okay, yeah, I have used that, though. Nah. Okay, we need a Skyrim dungeon background. Because that's how we keep making... I need one. This is Bleak Falls Barrow, which means it's way too obvious. If I can look at this for 2 seconds and immediately pin down exactly which dungeon this is. Maybe not the Bleak Falls Barrow one. Man, wait. Okay, what if I replace dungeon with cave? We're still in the fire caverns. A cave might fit better. Okay. This is also Bleak Falls Barrow. Stop giving me Bleak Falls Barrow. Caves in Skyrim. Is this a regular photo or is this an art piece? I can't tell. I can't tell. Maybe I can use this one. Yeah, okay, maybe we can use this one. Skyrim Dungeon 3. I think this one is more obvious than the previous ones we've used that it's a Skyrim background, but at least it's not Bleak Falls Barrow. You play Skyrim enough times, you just become, like, permanently burnt out on Bleak Falls Barrow, man. Well, what is the resolution of this? It's doable. It's not too bad, I guess. It's kind of small, but it's okay. Yeah, surrounded by yes men / women. Nah, I mean, kind of actually, yeah. Well, it sounds rude to say that. I don't mean it in a rude way. But, so kind of, yeah. I just personally feel like I struggle a lot. Not all of it is public. Some of the struggle is, like, wanting to DM people, and obviously DMs don't always get shown and stuff, you know? So, it's like, some of it's public, but then some of it's not. Yeah. Yeah, Tanner is always watching. Frick, man, not Tanner today! I do want to play more Scrutinized, but like, I felt so gypped the last time we played. Because, I swear, I think Tanner would, and like, well, not just Tanner, the kidnapper did it too! They were like, acting in ways they weren't supposed to, and on normal mode, where death means restarting entirely, that's kind of scary. It's kind of scary, you know? Also, I can't remember how we left off. Are we in the middle of a playthrough right now? In Scrutinized? I can't remember. Also, wait a minute. Don't I have like a project file actually for this? Wait a minute. Open. Do I have a project file for this? I do! I do have a project file. Oh, we can just replace the background on this one. Okay, let me delete the one that's not saved. Skyrim Dungeon. Let's just put in the new background. Because that's how I've been making these ones. Oh, that makes it go super fast. I guess it just means more yapping time at the end, though. Skyrim Dungeon 3. Is that a statue of Debella in the background? I could be wrong. Debella? I don't know what cave this is. If that's the Bella, then is this where people go to hook up? This dirty cave? Is this the hooker cave? Nah, not hookers. Is this a whore cave? I think that might be Jamila. Imagine it's not. People are like, Rebbi, that's not Jamila at all. And you're just like, oh, oops. Whoopsie, whoopsie, oopsie, doopsie, oopsie, oopsie. No matter what, the followers of Jamila, don't you know? It's really just one lady. It's one lady. I'm making a joke off one lady in Skyrim. If you know, then you know about Helga's whorehouse. Yeah, I mean, there are the usual icebreakers, like funny videos you want to share or something until it becomes more natural to you, or just ask about the day. Wait, is that why some people keep sharing me videos just randomly? Oh. Because I kept thinking, like, what the heck, and not responding. Ah. I didn't want to stop what I was doing to watch random videos all the time. Rebbi, What? But I would have to stop what I'm doing and whip out my earbuds to watch these random videos. And then I didn't know what to say beyond, haha. Yeah, what game is this? Is it an old game? Yeah, Fate's pretty old. It's Fate, the Cursed King. It's a dungeon crawler. I've played a couple streams of it already. If you want to get an idea for what it looks like. Yeah. Okay, there we go. I pretty much have this done. Fate, the Cursed King. 3. This is the third thumbnail. Third thumbnail for the third stream. Yippee! Yeah! Yippee! Woo! Yeah! Woo! I usually share videos where I find it funny and think other people find it funny. I used to say cute duck videos or other animal videos. See, when I tell you guys that I'm not good socially, this is what I'm talking about! I don't understand. I almost misread that by one letter. Fuck videos or other animal videos. Like that? Like that? Like that? Okay, we're done with this one. Wow, a speed run! It's us in the Fate Cursed King dungeon. Definitely not a different game's dungeon. Definitely not. Okay. And then I think we only have to make one more. Although this one will take more work into it. We have to make the VSMP with skin on one. Yeah, I mean, I might just make a normal VSMP thumbnail. I don't know. I don't even know. The other letter. Eh? Eh? One letter? Is that the word fuck? Eh? Eh? I struggle with social cues like that. I need someone to just outright tell me they want to be friends. Yeah, but honestly, I had somebody do that to me. I met someone at Offkai that wanted to be my friend like that. Like another VTuber, not like a fan or a random person. It was another VTuber. And I said like, yeah, like I was excited to be friends. But now we're friends on Discord. And they aren't talking to me. And I want to start a conversation. Because they seemed really excited to meet me. Like, this is someone that I consider like, they're like, I consider them a bigger VTuber, but they've had grown more to meet me than anyone else. And I was like, whoa, cool. Yeah, we can be friends. But now, I think he means the C word. Cunt? But that's more than one letter off. Oh wait, cuck videos. I bet she's too shy to start the conversation. Oh, maybe, but I sent a message already and there's been no reply. Cause I saw that she was playing a certain game, so I was like, oh, I saw you've been playing this game. How is it? Trying to make conversation. And, yeah. Okay, Minecraft. Should I log into the VSMP and get, like, some more screenshots? I don't really have any new screenshots. I should just take, like, a bunch of screenshots instead of needing them, like, one by one when I plan streams. Also, I was thinking about it, like, literally just now. Not at any other point, just literally just now. But we always have the same BGM every time we play. I've seen a lot of VTubers will use like different Nintendo BGMs and stuff. I think that gets like copyright claimed all the time. But it makes me wonder about like changing things up sometimes. You know? It's not always the same. Eh? That would make life so much easier. More VSMP screenshots? Yeah, it would. Yeah. Also, I don't know why I said it like that. Screenshots? Like I'm southern or something. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Dover Syndrome has some nice tracks, I think. Yeah, that's true. I do like the Nintendo ones, though. It always makes me really excited. Well, here's the problem, though. If we do Nintendo songs, then if I hear one I recognize and really like, I'm gonna get distracted by it. Like, if it starts playing, like, Spirit Tracks Overworld theme, I'm gonna be like, ah! You know? Yeah, gotta be careful with that. Nintendo can be very quick to claim stuff. Well, I mean, I don't think copyright claims are a problem. Yeah, there's a difference between a copyright claim and a copyright strike. Copyright claims usually mean like, hey, we detected some copyrighted content in your video. You can't monetize this, but oh god, it's lagging because it's booting up the VSMP. Ah! Oh. Okay, if I lag in the next like couple of minutes while it's booting up the VSMP, you know why. But usually they'll be like, okay, hey, we detected some copyrighted content. You can't monetize your video, but you are allowed to leave it in. So, yeah. Yeah. But copyright strike, though, is like 3 strikes, you're out. You know, I have never once had a strike on any of my channels. I've never once gotten a strike. And I have used Nintendo music before in videos. It usually will just get the claim. So I think people like to say like, ah, Nintendo, God-fearing Nintendo, or I don't, you know, like, but I don't think Nintendo is actually that strict on it. Okay, the VSMP is finally booted up. I'm gonna log in and get some screenshots. Can I remember what the keybinds are for this? Well, claim just means users revenue from the video. Yeah, and ad revenue, like, maybe if you're like a huge creator, it makes a difference. But ad revenue is like, it's very little. It's like pennies. I get like most. Oh man, no, it's not responding. No, please respond. I need a screenshot for my thumbnail. Oh man. Well, if they only make a claim, you lose revenue. Yeah, but how come? Okay, wait, it loaded in. Okay. Oh god, it looks like it's close to nighttime. Ah, I don't want to deal with monsters. I just want a screenshot. I want to get a screenshot of my pond. I think that'd be cool for the thumbnail because we made a pond last time. Okay. How common is it though, really, to get an actual strike from Nintendo? Like, claims are normal, but a strike? I've never once gotten a strike. And I've used Nintendo music before. I don't know if I've done it on this channel, but I've done it in the past on previous ones. Okay, I'm at my pond. Oh god, yeah, that's the sun going. Okay, okay, I think it's, what button? I think it's F2 to take the screenshot. What button is it to hide the UI? not that one. Fuck, that's full screen. F12? No, that's camera mode. Is it F1? Okay, F1, F2. There we go. Wait! I can get some screenshots of my character actually like in the world and doing stuff. Oh god, it's hard to control my character like that. F1, F2. Cool. And then, what? There's another animal trapped in amber. It's a fly. There's a fly trapped in amber. Yeah, the sun is going down. Okay. Ah! I don't want to deal with monsters. I only want screenshots. Oh god. I'm falling. F1, F2. Let me check on Sir Wigglesworth. Is he still in here? Ah! He's in here, but he got sealed in amber! That would have been a nice reaction to have on stream. I should not have checked on that just now. Okay, I got a bunch of screenshots. Ah! Sir Wigglesworth! He's trapped in amber. Okay, let me get the screenshot. Let me see. Where do I have these saved again? Oh right, I have to go to CurseForge to find it. Okay, here we go. Open photo. Screenshots. Here we go. Okay. I got a few. We could use this one that's like me and we're doing it together, I think. So like we could use this one that's like me and Skiddo's shared area. Or if I could reopen, I also did take a couple of photos here. Let me just do it individually. The sun is starting to go down, so it's kind of dark, but I do have some screenshots. So we have 3 options here. I have this one that has me in it. I have this one which is the pine, and it does not have me in it. And then I have this one which is like me and Skiddo's like shared area. I'm not really sure which one we should do. Yeah. And Nintendo took down the main Nintendo Music channel with thousands of strikes to launch their own stupid music app. Was it like an official Nintendo Music channel though? Because that doesn't sound the same. Like I know Nintendo is like super hardcore on like copyright and stuff, but I don't think they're that crazy about it. And I think you really only start to see that when you like become a content creator yourself. You like see exactly what they strike and what they don't. Yeah. I think some people are remembering back in the day when Nintendo would outright strike videos about their games. Yeah, that was a while back, wasn't it? Like a long time ago. I don't think it's that bad now. I think they've eased up on it a lot. No, it wasn't, but they didn't even make money with it. Nintendo had no own music channel. Okay, in that case, yeah, that's striking a fan's channel and stuff with the music. Is that really what happened though? I don't know, I feel bad questioning, but I know a lot of people, when you bring up something like this where people feel like it might be a more charged subject, people might start like saying something they think is true when it might not actually be. I don't know, I've not been keeping up on it. I can't say for one way or another. I wish I had more information on it so I can make my own like educated take, but I'm not very educated on it, so I can't make an educated take. Okay, we have this. Yeah, I think the one where it's like me and Skiddo's shared area would be good. Okay, we can put a photo of me in there. Which one should we use? Do I have a photo of me and Skittle together, actually? I have a couple photos of me that have no clothes on. What the heck? Why do I have those? I do not have a photo of just me and Skittle. There you go. This one works. Yeah! They had a creator program that allowed you to make videos at the cost of Nintendo taking the revenue. And if you chose not to sign a contract, they would strike any video you made on their games. Is this what we're talking like super far in the past, or is this more recently? I don't know. I mean, also just to be clear, like this is not me trying to like defend Nintendo or anything. I mean, I am a big Nintendo fan of like their games and stuff, but I do think that they are pretty crazy about stuff. I also just think though that I've seen people get like super like on edge about people they believe are bad or doing something bad. They feel very strongly about it, and then they react strongly, and then not all the information might be accurate, or things might be like exaggerated a bit. So I'm just like looking for more information before I like say anything. But honestly, to be honest, I don't want to get like onto like a super negative or charged subject about other people. Anyways, yeah, that was many years ago. There are a lot more lax about it now. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, they still are pretty crazy about it. I do think they could afford to chill some more, but like, it's not that bad anymore. Like, we've played Nintendo games, and we've used like Nintendo music, and the only thing I've ever gotten was like a claim. And like, I think a lot of people don't know the difference between claims and strikes, but claims are not that big of a deal. If it's like an unfair claim, which sometimes happens because of YouTube's copyright system, then like, that's one thing, right? Like, you might like play a game and then, hey, some random YouTube channel that sampled the music or did a remix or something, that is absolutely not like the parent company of the game, is like putting out a claim on your video now because of the in-game music when they absolutely shouldn't be. Like, something like that's bullcrap. But most of the time, if your video gets claimed, you kind of just ignore it. Cause like, again, most of my money comes from Frabos. Very, very little comes from ad revenue. So I honestly don't really mind if some of my videos don't have ad revenue on them. It's not a huge deal. I think my only concern is like, I was afraid that if you got too many claims all at one point, would YouTube do something? Would YouTube like look at it weird? Because that's what I'm worried about. Like, is YouTube gonna look at it weird if we did this? But I don't know if they actually will. I'm just nervous about it because like they could. But that would be like my only concern about it. If that's not a concern at all, then I literally would not care if I got claims on my videos. Okay, I want to add in a Frabo as well. What if we did Laughing Frabo? We don't use Laughing Frabo a lot. I've been using Frabos behind the VSMP stuff for a while. Yeah. Let me see. And then let's move me. And then the Frabo will go behind the logo. Be a bit smaller. And then let's duplicate it. Flip it. mean, it feels pretty clean. I've kind of been using the same general template for the VSMP thumbnails, and I think it looks pretty nice. What do you guys think? What do you think? I don't think a lot of viewers understand how YouTube systems work. Yeah, honestly, I don't blame them because I feel like a lot of YouTubers also don't understand how they work. I only understand how they work to an extent. A lot of it's kind of like a bleh, you know, like it's kind of a crapshoot. You don't really know how it works all the way. And sometimes it feels like something is okay, but then it's not okay for somebody else. It's not very consistent. Yeah, I don't know. I used to be a Nintendo fan myself, seriously a proper fan. But after Iwata died and Reggie left, I feel Nintendo went down the drain. I feel like my childhood memories now have become tainted. Well, memories of the past don't have to be tainted just because things aren't as good now as they might have been. I do agree that I think there was more magic to Nintendo in the past. I do think it's a bit less so now, but I still do really like the games they put out. I still do have a great time with them. I'm just more a fan of the games rather than the company. Right. And I try not to let, like, what the company is doing affect my love for the games and stuff. I know there's a lot of people on the internet now who would be like, nah, this is called for a boycott. And if you support, then you're a bad person and blah, 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 blah. I don't want that to be the case. I don't want that. I don't want the world to like be that sort of place where you can't enjoy something if like you disagree with like the creator or something. I had a comment like that on one of my FNAF VODs actually. Somebody came forward and was like it was someone I had never seen before, not a frabble. This did not come from a frabble. It was some VTuber I had never seen before, never commented in my community, nothing at all. And they were like, hey, would you like be okay foregoing any FNAF content for the future because of like something about Scott Cawthon and political stuff I don't understand? And I'm just like, I just said no, and then and then kept playing FNAF. Because I'm just here to have a good time with the games. I don't care about all that serious stuff. Especially because sometimes, it depends on the person, but sometimes it's just like a disagreement about something. And like, I don't know, I'm just here to play the game. I don't care about all that. Yeah, some people are not familiar with the concept of nuance. No, they really are not. You're so right. There's so many people that don't understand nuance anymore. It's like black and white for so many people. It's either you're good or you're bad. You're supporting people who are good or you're supporting people who are bad. And I'm just like, no. I don't know. I don't usually like to get into discussions like this because I feel like it's grounds for people to be like, well, you're saying this about this sort of people, but then there's this creator that did something absolutely atrociously horrible. So what you're saying here in general would apply to them, and therefore you're supporting a bad person and you're a bad person and we should boycott you and cancel you and kick you off the internet, and I'm gonna send someone like a SWAT team to your house, and I'm gonna send a hitman, you sleep with one eye open. And I'm just like, I just wanted to play a game. I just wanted to play a game. Everything's better without politics, I think. I think politics has its place, but the place is not everywhere. And it's not all the time. And personally, that's why I try to stay out of stuff like that. Because it just leads to arguing. It just leads to arguing, and I like my good vibes. I'm just here to have a good time. I'm just here to have fun. Yeah. Anyway though. Yeah. A while back he donated to some Republican politicians and people got mad enough he was forced to step down from the production set of the games. Yeah, I heard it was something like that. And like, I don't know. This is that sort of thing where no matter what side that you were doing stuff with, people are gonna get mad. That's why I stay out of stuff like that. That's why I don't like talking about stuff like that. And honestly, I'm a little nervous even just talking now because I don't want this to turn into like a slippery slope. And now everyone's talking about political stuff in chat because it came up briefly for a nuanced subject, right? Right? Like that, it's very easy for that to happen. I feel like in a member stream, it's less likely because it's a more controlled environment. But like, if this sort of same conversation came up in a public stream, then that would be like a really likely chance that it's like slippery slope. You open the door an inch to kind of, you know, like you open the door a little bit, just a tiny bit to make a point about something, and then people kick the door open and now everyone's talking about it. And then it's hard to control, you know? Yeah. Yeah. I personally try to remove the creative from the creation. Yeah, that's what I do too. I think life is too short to worry too much about all the little things. Because if you start worrying about it for everybody, then you start worrying about it for everybody. And everything. Everything in the world that you could ever enjoy, you start to worry about it. And that just sounds exhausting. That just sounds exhausting. I don't know why people like, doing stuff like that. It's much more fun to just enjoy yourself. Just enjoy the games. Enjoy books. Enjoy movies. Just enjoy. Yeah, politics and entertainment don't mix well. No, they do not. And that's the big reason why I don't want it in my content. Personally, I don't mind if it becomes like a small point to a bigger point, right? Like personally, if it was up to me and if it was easy to keep conversation to that and you kind of touch on it for just 2 seconds because you're making a bigger point and it kind of plays into it, then like I don't mind that so much. But people are so up in arms about it that if you mention it for even 2 seconds, people get mad and then it spirals out of control. So it's really just best not to talk about it at all. And like again, like, you know, as a member stream, it's more of a controlled environment. So like, I feel like we can maybe touch on it a little bit here and we're not all gonna get like super angry about it, right? Right? Cause that's not the point here. But if it was a public stream, then that's like more, I'm not saying they would necessarily guaranteed happen, but it's a higher chance just because there's more people watching and it's public and, you know, it's just less of that controlled environment and stuff. So, it is a bit nervous, but yeah. Yeah. Why are we talking about this again? I actually can't remember how we got on this subject. Yeah. I have a hard time enjoying TV series slash movies made off of books I've read because they change so much. It's not even the thing I loved reading. Yeah, that's another thing entirely, but I agree with that. Like with like the Lilo and Stitch live action, when that got announced, I was like so excited about it because I really like Lilo and Stitch. That's one of those IPs where I forget I'm a big fan of it until you like expose me to it a little bit, and then I'm like, yeah, I love that one. And it made me so excited at first. Like I know like the reputation around live actions and stuff, and I can't say that I'm a big fan of them personally, but it did make me a little excited in this case because I love Lilo and Stitch, and I was initially excited because I thought like this might give the series some more traction and we might get more Lilo and Stitch stuff again, which I guess they're making a second one now, so I guess I was right about that. But like then they went and changed stuff. I don't think changes in the live action, I don't know, it depends on what it is, but personally for me, I think the changes were like because I think you can take creative liberties with the story. I think that should be okay. The live action Cinderella, the first one they made, was really good and it does take creative liberties. But the difference between that live action and like a lot of the other ones they've made is like it doesn't deviate that much from the original story, right? Right? It's basically just another iteration of the same story, but it feels like the changes it made were like, you know, there's some differences, but they're not so crazy that it detracts from the story. And I think that's the big thing. Them cutting out Gantu and like changing Jumba's character, which I've heard they've done. I've still not actually seen the movie. I have not seen it, but I've heard that those are some things that they did, and I really don't like that because those are core changes to the story and to the characters. And that's where I feel like no. Like I've seen people crap on the How to Train Your Dragon live action because it's like word for word the same movie. But I would rather have that than like changes to the story as a whole, right? I would rather have that because at least the story that you loved is intact, you know? Like if there were some creative liberties to the story, as long as the story's intact, then like it's, you know, yeah, you could do that. Like they could do that, and I personally, I'd be fine with it. But like, yeah, I don't like that. I was so disappointed. Lilo and Stitch is a comfort series of mine, and this was not it. I know, right? And then like they're making a sequel, and then that makes me wonder, like, okay, are you remaking Stitch Has a Glitch, or is this gonna deviate from that? Like, what is this second movie going to be? Because they've not said anything about it except that it's coming. So like, I don't know. Personally though, I think Stitch Has a Glitch was the weakest movie in the series. So, if they want to remake that, maybe they could make it better. Maybe they'd make it better. But I don't know if that's even what they're doing with the second movie or not. It's way too new. Yeah. I never had mean to anyone, but I just want to call out Nintendo when I can. I guess since I was a super fan, I can't help myself. I can understand that, but I think there's also a point to consider is that it can very easily just be seen as like wanting to take a dump on Nintendo whenever you can. And it can be seen as like the party pooper in the conversation. Yeah, I don't know, cause I don't remember who this was. This might have been you, this might have been somebody else. I can't remember who this was. But at one point I got a comment on one of my Mario Kart streams with someone asking me like, next time can we play this game that I have never played and honestly don't even have and don't have an interest in? Just to avoid like, it's basically the same thing as the FNAF comment earlier. Because there was someone who didn't like what Nintendo was doing and had asked me like, hey, next time can we play like this Sonic racing game instead because I don't want to support Nintendo? And I was just like, I did not respond to that one, but I remember just thinking like you can feel however you want, but like, I think when it starts getting pushed on other people, that's when it becomes a bit too much. I also don't have any Sonic racing games, so like that wouldn't be doable anyway. But yeah, it's like that's where it kind of becomes like I can understand where the feelings come from, but also at the same time, it starts to impede on the fun that people just want to have. Eek, I think that might have been me. I don't know if it was, I can't remember. But I don't mean to bring it up as like an attack or anything, right? Like this is not being brought up as like a how dare you? No. Whether it was you or not, I'm just bringing it up more as like a hey, just heads up, this is how it can come off. It's just good to be conscious of that. Every time I say the word conscious, it comes off as cautious. It comes out like cautious. That's happened to me like 3 times in the last couple of weeks. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Yeah, it starts to become as like an, I don't know if ideology is the right word. Is that the right word here? I don't know, but it's like basically being like pushed onto other people and like, I don't know. It's a touchy subject to get into because some people will argue that the reasoning and feelings behind it is for a good cause, and if you're not for them, then you're against them, and then they start like making a bigger deal into than it is. And I know a lot of people be like, oh, you just want to have fun, but like some things need to be taken seriously and blah 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 blah. And like I can understand to an extent, but also I think there's also merit in just wanting to have fun. There's a lot of serious stuff in the world as it is, and sometimes people just want to have fun, and I am all here for people just wanting to have fun and have an escape and to just get away for a little bit, you know. I think especially too with like VTubers and stuff, because again, like we were talking about this earlier, so many people, like, you've got your hard daily lives, and when you tune into VTubing, You know, like, it's a cute anime girl having fun. You're here for the good vibes. You're here for the good times. You know, and when the content starts becoming about serious stuff all the time, then it totally changes like the vibe and stuff, right? It changes it, and then you might not find that same enjoyment in it, and then it just becomes another source of the stresses that you probably came to VTubing to escape anyway, right? Like, I think a lot of people feel that way about it, and I totally understand it. You know, that's why I like to watch gaming YouTubers, you know? Yeah, sometimes a serious subject comes up every now and then to be talked about. But like, if I wanted to watch serious stuff, I'd go tune into like the news channel or something, right? Or I'd go find like a political channel to watch if that's what I wanted. But that's not what I want, so that's not what I go find. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense with all this stuff. I hope so. But also, anyway, I guess we are done with the thumbnail making. Yeah, only 2 thumbnails this week. That feels crazy. I thought for sure we were going to have 3. I thought for sure we were going to have 3 thumbnails. But we have the Fate Kush King, and then we have VSMP, the 3rd VSMP run. It is so dark. I do wish it was daytime when I took this photo, because it's so dark. Oh, you guys can't see. It's so dark in this like corner. I do wish I could have taken like it was like daytime or something, so this wouldn't be so dark up here, but that's okay. Because I think other people are on the VSMP and I didn't want to be like, hey! Go to sleep so I can get a screenshot! No. Or I don't know, maybe if it's worded politely, maybe that's actually not a big ask. I don't know. I don't want to be a burden to anybody though, so, yeah. Yeah. The reason they want to do live action is because it sells more. Like, I watched Transformers 1 last year, the best Transformers movie. It didn't even sell close to the worst live action Transformers movie. I read it as the worst live action the fuck movie for a second, and I was like, what? Whoopsie. Whoopsie, whoopsie. You know, and that makes me sad, because I love animation so much. And it makes me sad to see, like, it feels like we're entering an era where the arts are just not as appreciated as they should be. And it makes me so sad. Because there's so much joy to be found in art. There's so much joy to be found in self-expression in the different art forms, right? And there's so much joy to be had in watching people pursue their passions in the arts. Or in anything, really. I just love seeing people get excited about stuff. But like, you know, I find there's so much passion in it, and it makes me really sad to see. I mean, not that there's not passion in live action movies, right? Like, there's acting. It's acting, and some of it still is animation. But like, it's the way that it's being handled. There's something about it just feels really like not the same. It feels like arts just aren't being valued as much. I think that also paired up with like a lot of the censorship that we've been seeing of like fictional content too, that also makes me really sad. Because like, well, I mean, we're just getting like covered up all the time. I almost choked on my spit there for a second, so sorry if my voice sounds weird. Hey, VSMPers, make it day. Yeah, don't you guys realize Rebbi needs her screenshot? This is true. This is true. I can't make my thumbnail without it. But now we're done. We can close up pizza. Yeah. We have more than 2 streams this week, but it's just some of them I already have thumbnails for. I was just one of them actually. I have a thumbnail for. Yeah. Okay, now I can close the pizza, and I can put my tablet away. Yeah, your voice always sounds weird in a cute way. No, that's okay, because I think I do have a pretty weird sounding voice. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I feel like I've been growing though, because I've been getting comments of people being like, ha, annoying. Well, actually it was just one comment. But I saw that and I was like, getting hate comments? Does that mean I'm growing? Whoa. I didn't even take it as like a bad thing. You know. Yeah, unique is a better way of putting it. Ha, sorry. No, it's okay. I mean, a lot of times weird just means like unique anyway, you know? Well, I mean, at least for me, I see them as like synonyms for the same thing, you know? Like, I think I'm a weird person, and I mean it in like a unique way. But I don't know, it kind of depends, because like there are people who use the word weird in a bad way, and then there's people like me who just mean it to mean like, you might differ from the norm, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, right? Right. The weird voice is what caught my attention. Whoa, really? I'm bringing people in, I'm grabbing their faces and going, wah! Yeah! I love following so many different artists that do all kinds of amazing things. Pottery, 3D painting, music, animation, and so on. Yeah, me too! I've been watching like more YouTubers and like YouTube shorts. That's one of my favorite things about YouTube shorts. It very easily introduces me to like some people that I find very interesting, who I may not have ever found if not for that. Right? Honestly, I feel like I should do shorts more. But I wanted my shorts to be animations, so it feels kind of, I don't know. Like, I can make them VTuber clips, but everyone is doing VTuber clips. I wanted to do animation. I wanted to do more than just VTuber stuff. I wanted to, like, branch out more. I still do. It's just been hard to find time. Like, the last time I sat down to animate something was before debut. I've been meaning to sit down and see if I can try some 3D animation with my model and stuff. It's animatable, but I have to like test with the face and stuff because I've not tried like opening the mouth or anything like that, you know? I wanted to experiment too because I looked it up and I found like apparently you can use like 3D trackers to help animate in certain softwares, and I was like, ooh, like is that a thing? I've not experimented with it at all though, but apparently it's a thing. Yeah, so I want to experiment. I think the hardest thing for me though is just coming up with ideas. Like you need that funny core idea to like animate, right? You need that funny core idea. I think that's where streaming is kind of like best suited for me. It's because I can take something that already exists, like gameplay, and just make jokes as we go along. Meanwhile though, when it comes to making something like animation, that core idea, you need that core idea first. Before you can start animating, right? Like you need something to animate. And sometimes I might just animate like whatever the frick comes to mind because it's nice just to like be productive and do something creative and just keep your like animation skills fresh, right? But when it comes to making something that might actually like hit with people, right? Like it might be a hit, you need like a good idea behind it. And I don't know how people come up with good ideas because I feel like sometimes I'll get the most banger idea, but they're so rare. I don't know how people get like frequent good ideas. I don't know. The only other frog VTuber I can think of is Lily Hops, and she's not even a frog. But she is a frog though, right? I don't know. I do know that my design kind of leans more into like, I don't know if saying like monster girl is the right term because I don't think I look much like a monster girl, but it's more like kimono Mimi. But I do know that like I lean more into that way than like Lily Hops does, for example. She's more like your actual little sister that likes frogs. But she's still a frog VTuber. But I also think that's a very common thing for the animal VTubers. And that's why I went the direction that I did with my design. Is like, I can still appreciate VTubers even if this is the case with them. So I don't want this to be like Rebbi hates the VTubers if they do this with their design. That's not the case. It's not my preference, but I can still appreciate people who do it. But it is a bit of a pet peeve of mine when I see animal VTubers who kind of just have some animal things like thrown onto their clothes, but then otherwise they look like a normal girl. Like, you can do whatever you want with your design. This isn't me saying like, it's wrong to do that. No, you can do whatever you want. But personally, I like when there's a bit more physical tie-in to whatever animal that you are, right? Right? You know, like it's not just like, oh, you got cat ears and a cat tail and then some cat stuff on your clothes. Like now, like you might have like fangs, you know, because cats have fangs. You might have fangs in your mouth. You might have like maybe your eyes kind of reflect like the cat slit and the cat eyes. Maybe you have that as like a toggle even or something when you get mad or something, you know? And like maybe you might have like I don't know. I feel like cat's not the best way to do it. Maybe if you had like a reptilian VTuber, that's easier. But like you could put like patches of scales on the model in some areas. You could give them like an interesting tongue shape. You could like do more with it, right? And I really like that. I really like that. One of my favorite VTubers who has a design like that is Mataya Khan. Cause she's a roach VTuber, but she actually does look like a roach. Like there's actual like design choices, taking the elements of a roach and implementing it into her model. At least with the base model. I can't speak for like their other outfits and stuff. Actually, I'm not. She just had a new outfit again, like another new one. I have not had the chance to go see it yet. But just speaking about her base design, like her hair, it's like so big and wide, and it looks like it's like resembling like the wings on a roach's back. Because they go all the way down and it's kind of split in the middle, so it's kind of like looks like roach wings, right? I really love when VTubers get creative with their designs like that. So I wanted to have a little bit more of that in my design as well. Yeah. Also, bean eyebrows supremacy. Yeah, I love the bean eyebrows. They're so cute. I feel like I've been seeing them more often recently. But like when I was like deciding on my design and stuff, it was a little less common. So I think it's really, really cute. I love it. I love it. It feels so baby. And I love being baby. I think your design is fantastic and very cute, especially the little flush fan's hair and outfit. Thank you. Yeah, some of it's just kind of creative liberties. Like some of it's just stuff I wanted. Like, I know frogs don't generally have skin fangs. You know, but I wanted to have that design choice, you know. And there's some other VTubers, you know, who've had it that I really like. Some that I've been really close to. And I just wanted to have it. Yeah. I also wanted to go for pointed ears, but I thought maybe that was a bit too much, maybe. I don't know. I thought maybe that one was like stood out too much, really. But the pointed ears is another thing I really, really like. Although you can't really see my ears too much anyway, because my hair very commonly blocks it. So maybe it's like okay if they're not pointed, because they're kind of covered. You wouldn't see it very much anyway. You know? I need to go cook spaghetti. How do you pronounce the second word? Bolognese! Like I promised my mom today. She broke her foot and can barely move, so I better go now. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your mom's foot. I hope that she feels better soon, and I hope the spaghetti turns out awesome. Thanks for hanging with us, Maru. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, don't frogs usually have not easily seeable ears? Yeah, their ears are more like holes inside their heads. I actually thought that that's what my ears were gonna be like at first, and I would have been totally okay with it. But then it turns out I do have ears, and I was like, oh. Okay. I guess I do have ears. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I considered the pointed ears and stuff too. I don't know. I didn't want to go too crazy though. Because I also felt like I was already doing quite a bit with like having a tail despite being a frog. You guys don't mind if I like break character a little bit to talk about design. Well, I guess I already have been. But like, you know, to talk about design choice and stuff. I really just wanted a fat tail. I wanted a tail, and the frogs don't generally have them. Well, there is a life stage between tadpole and frog where they do have arms and legs like a frog, but then there is also the tail. So it's actually not like super out there. But I am a full-grown frog, of course, and this doesn't mean that I'm not a full-grown frog. I am a big frog, and this tail means nothing. Yeah. I just wanted to keep the tail, you know? I'm used to it. I like big fat tails. I'm kind of used to it. You know? Yeah. I love hearing you talk about your design. Thank you. Yeah, I try not to do so too often because, like, I mean, I wouldn't say I play into, like, kayfabe character, kayfabe too much, but I do try to, like lean into it where I can, you know? So I don't often talk about, like, design choice and stuff, but it's kind of fun to talk about too. Yeah, it's called Froglet. Yeah, Froglet. Does that mean I'm a froglet? I can't be though. I'm a big frog. Yeah, a small tadpole. Everyone calls me a tadpole because of the tail. But if we're going by that, like autism logic, where we're going, you pick out one thing and like, oh, it must mean this because of this thing. I actually don't know if that's autism logic. I don't know, actually. But like, tadpoles don't have arms and legs, and I do. So if we're going by that logic, I'm not a tadpole either. There's really only one logical conclusion here, and it is that I am close to being a big frog, and once the tail falls off, I'm going to be a really big frog. Yeah. I just woke up, how was frog? Doing pretty good, doing pretty well. Yeah, we made the thumbnails already. I got them done pretty quickly, so now we're shopping. Yeah, autism logic would be calling you a froglet. Is it though? I don't know. No, actually, I said autism logic, but actually I think that's more normie logic. Where they see one thing and it must mean this. You know? Oh, she has this, so it must be this, but ignores all the other traits that counteract that point. Yeah, that's more normie logic. Nah, people with autism tend to be more, like, observant, and they'll, like, notice all the little details, you know? You know, they're very observant. Yes, because it's technically correct. The best kind of correct. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Correct is the nice kind of correct. The technically correct. You're a big frog, and that you're bigger than the average frog, but you're not a big girl frog. Yes, I am. I'm a super big girl frog. Yeah. Rebbi seems more like an evolved frog, like a frogoid, if you will. I'm not a frogoid. Nah. I'll take froglet. I won't take frogoid. Froglet or frog, but not a tadpole and not a frogoid. Just frog. Just frog. Yeah, just frog. Frogzilla. Really big frog. Wow! I could crush all the people who don't like me. No! Crushed under my feet. Crushed under my tail. I slammed my tail into the ground. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. That'd be crazy. Yeah. I may be autistic, but I still refer to you as a frog because that's what you say you are, and who am I to argue? This is also true. Yeah. I was hope it was okay for me to say autism logic. I'm always afraid that if I make a comment like that, people are gonna be like, you know? I don't mean it in a bad way though. Honestly, I think there's a good chance I have autism too, so. I want to get tested someday so I can find out. I'm tired of wondering and just saying it's likely. I want to know. I want to find out. I can't say I have money for that though. How much is it actually? How much is it to go get tested? To like find out for sure. How much is it? How much does it cost to get tested for ADHD and autism? The cost to get tested for ADHD and autism can vary widely, but generally ranges from $200 to $5,000 without insurance. Factors like location, provider, and depth of the evaluation influence the price. See, $200 I could maybe do. If it's anywhere close to 1,000, then that's a lot. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I take no offense. I joke about my autism on a daily basis. Yeah! I think that's the best kind of joke, you know? When it's the kind of joke where like, you know, it might be a serious subject to a lot of people, but you're just having fun, lighthearted, not letting things get you down, you know? I make depression jokes sometimes, not on stream, because I think people would be like, oh, you can't say that! I was like, no, I was depressed for many years, therefore I can make depression jokes. Same thing about suicide jokes. I don't make those on stream either. Actually, YouTube doesn't like that word, so maybe I shouldn't actually say it. YouTube doesn't like the unalive word. But I can make those jokes, so yeah. Not the Kermit word. Kermit unaliving. Unalive yourself. Unalive, I hate that so much. I think it's kind of dumb too, but sometimes you just gotta. Sometimes you gotta, not for choices within your control. Yeah, YouTube does not like themes of unaliving, so even though I also would prefer just saying the S word, if YouTube will punish me for it, it's best just to play by YouTube's rules. Sadly, I don't know. I'm all for taking a stand on stuff that is stupid, but sometimes you gotta pick your battles, and this isn't one that I'm gonna pick, you know? You know, I feel like it's not that, well, I don't know, because it is censorship. Maybe I should make it a bigger deal. It is censorship. Maybe I should care more. Yeah. The people who would get upset about your saying autism logic wouldn't care that you're autistic because they won't let facts get in the way of their righteous, self-righteous power trip bullying. You know what? You're kind of right. Yeah. Why should I care about people who get that easily offended? You know what? Honestly, you're right. I think I care about it too much. Like, I always say, like, frick you to those people off stream, but when it comes to being on stream, I'm much more careful about it. And I feel like I just want to be myself. I feel like we've been talking about this a lot recently because I keep saying you guys are right, but then I keep getting worried about it. It's like a cycle. It's like a cycle. Rebbi worries about something she shouldn't be worried about. Problems have to remind her not to worry. She says thank you and that they're right. Rebbi worries about something she doesn't have to worry about. Problems remind her she doesn't have to worry. She apologizes and says they're right. Rebbi worries about something she doesn't. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, Frog? Probably a lot. Probably a lot. They just think, well, hey, you're old enough. Stop being that way and just be like everyone else. Otherwise, no one will like you. And I'm just like, okay. Yeah, that would be my response too. Wait, no, I feel that because my parents kind of had, okay, it was more my mom. My mom had a bit of that mindset growing up. Well, when I was growing up. I don't know about when she was growing up. But when I was growing up, she had a bit of that mindset. Where she'd just be like, you know, can't you act your age? Be normal. When I would just kind of be my weird self, you know? And I think that's one reason why we're on better terms now that I've moved away. Because now I can be myself and I don't have someone constantly reminding me that I'm being inappropriate for my age. When I'm just being expressive. Nah, what people mean when they say be normal, they basically just mean don't do anything that makes you stand out. And they might say like, oh, but I mean it in a bad way. No, you don't. You mean it all. Because nobody thought anything weird of me being myself. There was no negative repercussion. You just worry that there's a negative repercussion. You worry that someone will see your child acting weird and it'll reflect poorly on you as a parent somehow. That's why you're saying it. It's not about me. It's about your own self-image. And that's why people should not care about being normal. I honestly hate when the word normal is used for people anyway. Because what is normal when it comes to people? We're all different. We're all different. We all have differences. We're not the same at all in any way. Like, there is no normal. Normal implies that something. There's no standard for how someone is. Like, personalities come in all shapes and sizes. That's why it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Yeah, I always worry about things that I don't need to worry about. Yeah, me too. I need to stop doing that. Yeah. To quote Doctor Who, what's the point of growing up if you can't act childish every now and then? No, yeah, true. No, there's so many people that think once you grow up you have to be boring and only do boring things, and it's the worst. I want to be fun. I want to have fun. And no one's gonna stop me from having fun. Yeah. Normal is subjective. One person's normal may seem strange to another. No, that's honestly true too, because if you take into account, like, let's say we're even talking just like social norms. That differs so much from culture to culture. Like, social norms in America here is very different from social norms in like Japan, or maybe like Europe, the different European countries, right? Like, and within the different European countries, they're all on the same continent, but like social norms probably differ from country to country. I've never been to Europe, so I have to say probably. Maybe a European Frabo, if there's any still here, can like tell me. But like, it's different. There is no normal when it comes to people. It's all different. Even if we're talking something, like, I was speaking more in terms of like personality before, but even if we're talking something a little bigger, like societal norms, that differs a lot from place to place. So there really is no one set normal, you know? Yeah. Yeah. You know what it is? It's overrated. That's what it is. Yeah, it is overrated. That's why I like to own being weird. I am weird, and no one's gonna stop me from being weird. I'm weird and I like it. I'm weird and I'm proud. And I encourage Frabbles to be their weird selves too. Yeah. I once had someone tell me I should commit Alt F4 and I wasn't even mad about it. It was too creative. I'm sorry, my brain is imploding from how dumb that comment is. If somebody came up to me and told me to kill myself by saying I should commit Alt F4, I think I would just start laughing in the face. What the heck? That is really dumb. Yeah, my dad was a cool dude, but I had to move away for us to really get along. Yeah, that's kind of where I am with my family now too. And I'm happy that I've been like able to like grow emotionally from that too. Cause I remember it stuck with me for a long time. Even into my content activities, it kind of stuck with me. And only more recently have I kind of come more like, yeah, you know, I'm like evening out, right? Like mentally and emotionally, I feel like I'm more stable and stuff. It's really only more recently I've been able to like, feel that change, and I'm really proud of it. Yeah. It's not too much for me to talk about that stuff on stream, is it? I don't know. I feel like Frabbles will probably tell me it's not, but I'm just kind of wondering. I don't know. I'm happy to say that things are getting better though. Cause when I was little, I always wanted to have good familial bonds, but it felt unobtainable. Which felt weird because you'd think if you're in the same house with people all the time that it would be easier. But it's actually easier now that we're not in the same house. You know? Oh, Jeff. So I just tell all the video game bad guys that I want to die. Just commit Alt F4. Well, that makes more sense for them because they're digital entities. Yeah. Yeah. I draw the line for how people should act if someone's outside walking around naked. That's too much. Okay, yeah, in that case. Yeah, that's maybe a bit too much. Some basic coverage would be nice. Unless they live in like their own super private property where no one can see. I would say in that case, people can maybe be allowed to walk outside. But it is like very extreme emphasis on very private and no one can see. Because at that point, you're not really causing a disturbance to anybody if nobody can see you to begin with, right? If it's like super secure and the chances of someone seeing you is incredibly slim, then it's like, you know, maybe then I would make an exception for public nudity. Yeah, this is where the nuance comes into play. Yeah, the nuance that people are losing. It's all coming to me for me to understand the nuance of the subject of public nudity. Yeah. Yeah. My throat hurts. I'm tired of talking. I'm about a farm plot and start a nudist colony with me as the only member. Wait, is it even still a colony if there's only one person? All my cells are naked inside me, therefore I am a nudist colony. That would be fun. Time for us to talk then. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Man, I really want a cheeseburger and a soft serve ice cream. I want like the American fast food experience where you go and you get a cheeseburger with soft serve ice cream. There was a weird sound outside just now. It sounded like a chicken. It's like, ah! But then it like filled out to a car noise and went, ah, ah! I was like, huh? Huh? Ah! I'm making a weird noise. Ah! Michigan Burger King on the way to work. Yeah. Cocoa Bean. I like Cocoa Bean. I really want Culver's. There's not a Culver's near me though. If I can move closer to my family, I think I'll be closer to like Culver's and stuff. I'm excited. Culver's! Ah! Ah! I'm sorry, burger machine is broken. No! I guess that means at least I can still get the ice cream. Culver's is good, but it's always so busy. That might just be your location, because I've been to several Culver's and I feel like I'm not usually waiting that long. Also, it depends on when you go. Because, like, if you go during peak, like, lunch and dinner hours, then yeah, it's gonna be busier, because here comes everyone else who wants to get, like, lunch and dinner, right? They just got off work and they're picking up Culver's for lunch or dinner. I also do know, Nanissa Ravencroft really likes Culver's, and her talking about it might have drummed up some, like, business for them. Yeah, I also like Culver's a lot, but I do not have that kind of clout, so it falls on deaf ears. Yeah, I have never seen the Culver's near me not packed. Yeah, I think that's a location thing. Because that is the case as well for, like, there's a place near me. I probably shouldn't say what chain it is, because I don't want to, like, you know, speak too much about where my pond is, right? But there's a place near me, where it's, like, the only one close by, and it is also, like, always busy. And if I were to go to a different state and eat at the exact same place, you could just walk in and order it, and there's no line. It's crazy. But the one near me, no. Like, if you go to the drive-thru, it's like, sometimes the drive-thru line is so long, it like goes out into the main street. Like, I don't mean like the road right outside the restaurant. I mean down the road. Down the road in the restaurant. Yeah, I need to try at Culver's. I saw one in Texas recently. Yeah, you should give it a try. I highly recommend their Butterburger is really good. I like to get the deluxe Butterburger. They also have a mushroom Swiss burger. If you like mushroom Swiss burgers, they have one that's really, really good. And then their chili cheese fries is my favorite. The chili cheese fries. They're so good. I like to get like 2 orders of them and just eat them. Yeah, they're pretty messy, which is why they're great. They got like that goopy cheese and stuff. But if you get them, just make sure to eat them pretty soon after you get them because they're so messy that it can eat through the packaging sometimes. So yeah, don't wait too long to eat them. They're better when they're hot anyway. When they start cooling off, it's like, Ew, Texas. No, that's the response we have to California, not Texas. Okay, get your states right. I was told to get a normal Butterburger, cheese curds, and a small concrete mixer thing. That sounds like their ice cream. Cause Culver's is known for their burgers and their ice cream. So they're kind of like Dairy Queen, if Dairy Queen had good burgers. But they're known for their ice cream like Dairy Queen is, and then they also have really good burgers. But personally, I would recommend the deluxe Butterburger. Because I think if you get a normal Butterburger, I think it's like a plain burger, right? Like, every time I've been to Culver's, they'll tell me, like, okay, the normal Butterburger, it's just the patties and cheese. Are you okay with that? So if you want, like, the tomato and, like, you know, the onions and pickles or whatever, like, I always get the deluxe Butterburger because it just makes sure that you get it, right? It makes sure that you get those toppings. And then I personally am not a fan of cheese curds, although I will say Culver's cheese curds are pretty good. As someone who does not like cheese curds, Culver's having good ones still is like that. I feel like it speaks pretty highly to their cheese curd quality. Don't lose tracking. But I don't usually get them because I'm not a big cheese curd person. Their chili cheese fries, I feel like, are underrated. I do not see a lot of people talk about their chili cheese fries. It's usually me who's the one talking about it. My hot take is that Dairy Queen should just stop selling food, stick to ice cream. I think it's nice that they do have food because if I want to stop by and get like a Blizzard or something and I really want something to eat with it and I don't want to go somewhere else and I'm already at the Dairy Queen, then it's nice to have something there, even if it's mid as frick and it's not that great, right? But I just wish they'd make the recipe a little bit better. Just make it a little bit better. You know? Yeah. The Dairy Queen's burgers are kind of lacking. Yeah, they don't taste very good. Like, I tried one not that long ago, and like, it's edible, but like, it's gonna be a hot take. I think even McDonald's burgers are better. And I do not have a good opinion of McDonald's burgers either. So I think that really says something. Well, at least if you get a Big Mac, it has an interesting flavor. The burger I got at Dairy Queen was a basic burger. So not only did it taste basic, but then it wasn't even a good basic burger. You know? Hi, Oranges Max, how you doing? Yeah, they're pretty bad. We're talking about fast food burgers and Dairy Queen not having good burgers. Yeah. I'll get the deluxe when I try it out. Never had curds before, so I'm curious to try them out at least once. Yeah, cheese curds are kind of like, if you've had like fried mozzarella sticks, they're kind of like bite-sized versions of that. They are pretty good. I personally would recommend the chili cheese fries. They're amazing. And they sell them on crinkle fries. I love a good crinkle fry. They're really, really good. I just wish there were some around me. Being on the West Coast sucks. There's like no Culver's near me. I don't like it. There's no Zaxby's here either. Culver's and Zaxby's are like my 2 favorite fast food chains. And neither of them are over here. They're all like on the East Coast or like at the very least in like the mid-eastern states. Like you gotta go east. East, not west. Dairy Queen has some good fried and chicken tenders at least, because they give you country gravy to dip it on. Is that like white gravy? If it's white gravy, I don't want the white gravy. But if it's brown gravy, I do like brown gravy. Oh man, now you just made me think of Cracker Barrel. I don't have Cracker Barrel near me either. I think I live in the worst place when it comes to food options. I think I do. It's kind of awful. It is white gravy. Ew! No! Brown gravy! In my city, cheese curds are often referred to as squeaky cheese. Oh yeah, it kind of squeaks when you bite into it, doesn't it? It's like, I want some food! Ah! This is especially tough because I have not eaten breakfast yet. Well, actually, I'm not that hungry, it's fine, but I should get some breakfast, so yeah. Yesterday I ate pretty light. I had another veggie bowl. I finished off my tomatoes and my avocado and my spinach. I ate all of it. I actually ate all of it. It didn't go bad this time. Yeah, I've had so many veggie bowls this last week. Like, I've been eating super healthy. I did eat a couple of the leftover cheesy bacon sticks from when I got Papa John's, so I did have that with it. And then I had like a small serving of Mexican lasagna for dinner, which was pretty good. I wish there was more to it, because I had a pretty small serving. There wasn't a lot there. But it was pretty good. Yeah, I didn't eat a ton though. But it's kind of interesting that I'm not that hungry. I think I'm just kind of adjusted to not eating as much, so like, as long as I just get something to eat during the day, I'm okay. I might go make like some cheesy spinach or something. Well, I don't know. Also, I've eaten a lot of vegetables. I don't know. Yeah. The way you say avocado is cute. Haha, avocado. It's avocado. Avocado. Yeah. Oh, the salad is gone. It wasn't a salad. It was the recipe for a rice bowl, but with the rice substituted for spinach. So it was a rice bowl with spinach instead of rice. Yeah. I think I only do that because I used to work in fast food, and that's how they do it in fast food. You order something, but you're substituting it. It doesn't change what it is in the system. It's still a rice bowl with spinach though instead of rice. Right? Right? It's like when you order a cheeseburger, but you replace the burger patties for chicken fillets. It's a burger, but with a chicken fillet instead. I feel like that's not a very good example, but when I picked cheeseburger, I quickly realized that it's very often just a cheeseburger with like an ad or something. Like, not really a substitution. You know, how often are people substituting it? Replace the buns for big old lettuce leaves? Oh yeah, I guess that's a better comparison. It's still a cheeseburger, even though you've changed the buns to something else. You know? So that's how I see it. That's how I see it. Yeah, but everyone was like, no, it's salad. Man, I'm eating healthy, and that's the thing that really matters, you know? That's what really matters. There's a rice bowl with no rice and only veggies, therefore a salad. Yeah, but when you're working in the food industry, it doesn't change the classification of what it is in the system. Like, it's this food, but with a substitution. So my mind just kind of does the same thing. But yeah. It's different. Don't make me be the same as everyone else, Mom. I'm different, and that's just how I am. Yeah, I like my little quirks. I want to have my little quirks. Yeah. So therefore it was not a salad because I didn't intend for it to be a salad. So therefore it's not a salad. It's a rice bowl with the rice substituted for spinach. Yeah. We need more people to work in fast food. Not so they can, like, have a good work ethic, but just so they can understand the specific classification in my mind, this classifying system. They need to understand where I'm coming from with this. You know? Yeah. It's just me being autistic. You can have all the non-rice bowls you want. Well, it's not just you though. I got so many comments being like, so it's a salad on the Twitter post. And I'm just like, no! It's not a salad! No! Yeah, it's different. It's legally distinct. That's why I even said legally distinct. It's not a salad. Legally distinct. I think that has to mean for something. That has to mean something, you know. Has to mean something. Yeah. Oh, I thought we were just memeing. Oh, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I know everybody was just like, you know, messing with me a little bit. But it was not a salad. Yeah. It's a salad that identifies as a rice bowl. Yeah, wait, I should have whipped that out. I should have said that. Are you misgendering my rice bowl? I'm sorry, my rice bowl doesn't identify as a rice bowl. It doesn't identify as a salad, it is a rice bowl, yeah. It's a Rebbi rice bowl, patent pending. Yeah! That's exactly what it is, yeah. Yeah. Yay. I think my throat is getting tired of talking now. As it's starting to feel kind of irritated. Okay, I had to wait for it to calm down. Yeah, we might have to end off the stream here in a few minutes. Why am I so tired? I think I've not been drinking enough water. Like, I've been trying to drink more water, but I've still not been that good about it. I think I need to go drink more water. Yeah. I don't know, maybe it's like a leftover symptom from the sickness I'm getting over. Go rest your throat, have some water and food. Yeah, I should do that. I just feel sad because, like, I'm going out again later this week for just a couple of days. It's not as long of a trip as my previous ones. So, the days off that I'm taking off are just the days off for the trip. It's not, like, super long. I'm not taking any more time off than I have been for, like, the last, couple weeks or whatever. But I still feel like I'm not able to stream as much. I was really sad because I wanted to play more Majora's Mask this week. Hey, technicality! Thank you, Alpha Chapel, for 3 whole months! Thank you! What was I saying, though? I forgot. Oh, yeah, I wanted to play Majora's Mask this week, but, like, I have some meetings on some of the days before I leave on the trip. So, like, the streams had to be kept shorter. And, like, I wasn't able to play Majora's Mask because I want one day where I could just go all ham on it, right? And I think the only day this week where I could go all ham on it was Sunday after I get back from my trip. And I decided I wanted to play FNAF that day instead. I want to have my FNAF day and then we can play Majora's Mask. So probably next week, I'm going to be going more ham and stuff. Yeah. Wait, speaking of going ham next week, have you guys been seeing those, like, crypto bots that have been, like, commenting on stuff recently? I've gotten, like, 2 of them. They, like, I don't know, my friend explained it to me. They, like, read your post, kind of get enough context. They comment something that sounds like they're a real person, like it follows the context of the post. And then they tag some other account. I haven't seen those. I've gotten, like, 2 of them, and both times they comment on my post and then they block me. And then I'm just like, what? What? What even is this? Sounds like a pest. Yeah, it kind of is. I don't know. I'm not really too concerned about it. Except that I did read once that I guess Twitter kind of takes into account how many accounts have you blocked. And that might, like, hide your reach or something. I don't know if it actually does, if it, like, limits your reach and then you can't reach as many people. But if that is true, then these bots blocking me for no reason is kind of annoying. Like, I should be the one blocking you. What are you doing blocking me? I've literally done nothing except just make my own post. Yeah. Wow, a non-salad rice bowl. Have you heard of this? At Teddy Betty McCryptoPants Weird Bots. Yes! They post stuff like that! Wait, okay, I'll go look at the one I got recently. It was on my schedule post. I reported it for spam. Yeah, it's this bot and it says, yo, at account name. You seeing this? Rebbi's about to go ham next week. And all of the interaction buttons are grayed out for me, and if I click on their profile, it says they blocked me. And I'm just like... Yeah, it's just tagging that same account. The account is for someone whose bio says dedicated to simplifying the stock market for new investors. It's some dude spreading this guy's name around to random posts because the other people that they've responded to, they're not VTubers, they're random people. So it just randomly picked my schedule post to comment on for some reason and then blocked me. And then I'm just here like, no! What the heck? Maybe see you can't reply and call them out. I don't know. I can still report them. Yeah, if you guys want to report them for spam, you can. I don't know. I don't know. It's not a huge deal. They're just annoying. There's not really a lot we can do about it. But I was just like, I've gotten 2 of them recently, and I'm just like, oh, is this gonna be another wave of annoying bot accounts? Like, we have enough of those on YouTube again. Now we're getting them on Twitter again too. Come on, man. There are some bots on TikTok. They talk with each other, and the last comment is always a weird site link. That's weird. Makes me kind of happy I don't use TikTok for many reasons. But still, I don't use TikTok. Yeah. I feel like it's a problem everywhere though. You can't really get away from it. So I just hope Twitter will kind of like take action on it soon. You know? I don't know. Yeah. But speaking of like random accounts having you blocked though, it's not even just like the crypto bots. I keep coming across accounts of people that like, I have no idea who they are and they have me blocked. And like, I don't know if they're using a blockchain for people who have verified check marks or something. Like that might be part of it. I'm not sure, but I'll just see like this a comment from someone and I'll click into them. And a lot of the time they actually are like involved in like the artist or VTuber scene. But I'm just like, I have no mutuals with them. Like, they don't follow people that are around me. They just have me blocked. And I'm just like, who are you? Who is this person? Who even are you? Yeah. It's kind of funny. But also, yeah, I don't know. A frog who is also a lolly must block. I do know some people have blocked me over the lolly thing. There was one time I entered a smash or pass. Like I just posted my thing in the comments. And there was this dude who responded and they were like, bro, ain't that just a child? And I just ignored it. And then later I happened to check later and they blocked me like hours later. I think it's because I didn't respond to them. They were just like, well, this is boring, black. Yeah, I'm just kind of winning by doing nothing, I guess. I don't know. I don't respond because I don't want to, but like it's kind of, you know. Yeah. There's some box on TikTok talks about a video like they know what's going on and then comment some stuff about it. Yeah, Twitter's been getting bots like that too, because that's what they're doing. They're commenting like they have the context of it and then they tag an account and then I guess they're supposed to block you. I don't know. I've not seen anyone else talk about these bots. So like I don't know if they're only blocking me. They're probably not. They're probably blocking anyone that they respond to. But it's just annoying. It's just annoying. Not child, but braced. Yeah! I mean, I'm just over here doing my own thing. I literally don't pay mind to people. Well, at least I try to. I try not to pay mind to people who just want to be, like, haters and stuff. Especially because, like, if you're on Twitter, you don't even have to have a petite model. Just being a VTuber will get you some of that sometimes, you know? You know? Like, have you ever seen any of those Twitter news pages that normally cater to normies? They'll like post about something VTuber related, and then if you look in the comments, there's all like the hate comments towards VTubers and stuff. Like, you'll just get some of that. Honestly, you don't even need to be a VTuber. That's just kind of how the internet works. But I just try to, you know, focus on my community. Don't focus on them. And just keep having fun. Yeah. I feel like keep having fun has kind of been like a theme through this entire stream conversation. You know? Like when Dextorto reported on Saba for some reason. Yeah, when Dextorto was posted on any VTuber. Like, that's not the first time. Like, I think they've reported on Iron Mouse before. There's just always some comments that are, like, negative. Just don't pay them any mind, you know? Especially because there are a lot of blue check accounts that want to post rage bait to get money. Like, there are a lot of those. It's really annoying. You know, I tried to see if I could get monetization on Twitter, because I was like, will it let me? You know, I mean, I don't mind not getting money, because I make plenty just, like, you know, doing my thing on YouTube. So, it's not really like I was super interested, but more just curious to see if it would let me. And I guess I don't meet the qualifications. What makes me wonder how these random, like, rage baiting accounts meet the qualifications, because the qualifications are pretty high. I guess it's because they're rage baiting, I don't know. Personally, although, I think rage baiting gets really annoying. It's really, like, just exhausting. Not so much annoying. I mean, it is annoying, but it's more so just exhausting. I don't understand how people do that all the time. If people were constantly getting mad at me like that, I would just be so sad and tired. You know. I didn't know they reported on before on VTubers. Yeah, no, that was not the first time. They reported on a bunch of stuff. And they've talked about Kizuna Ai. They've talked about Iron Mouse. They've talked about some other highlight VTubers. If something big happens, they'll talk about it. And it pretty much always gets comments like that. That's just because Dextorto does not cater to VTubers, so, you know, there's a lot of normies that follow it, so that's just kind of how it is, right? Any of those pages that are, like, more normie pages, if a VTuber comes in, we might get hate comments. It's just kind of how it is, you know? I'm so glad that some celebrities are starting to slowly get involved with VTubers. Part of me hopes that all of the BB No Money collabs with Iron Mouse will get this a bit more accepted by the normies. Yeah, me too! I saw that, and I just thought that's so cool. I've been seeing the BB No Money guy around, which I finally know how to pronounce his name, because I thought his name was pronounced BB No. I guess it's Baby No Money, but just abbreviated. Is it rage baiting also against Twitter TOS? I actually don't know. I don't pay that much attention to rage baiting to know, so I actually don't know. But I do know Twitter is weirdly strict on some stuff and then not so strict on other things, so it just kind of depends on what it is. But like I've been seeing the BB No Money guy around, and he seems really cool. Like I always see him like posting funny stuff. I guess he's a rapper. I don't really listen to rap. Maybe I should check him out sometime. I still need to check out Germa too. Some people told me, some of my VTuber friends told me I should check out Germa, because I guess Germa is really funny. I don't know. So I guess I should check out Germa. Do any of you guys watch Germa? Do you like Germa? You tell me why I should check out Germa. Germa is amazing. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. Maybe I can learn something from him. Yeah. I don't know. Do we want the normies? People who are not familiar with the culture can be exhausting. Yeah. There's pros and cons to it. I don't know. Personally, though, I don't know. Because I feel like on one hand, I feel like at first glance you think, oh, more people being accepting about VTubers, that's like a good thing. And if you were truly making people more accepting of VTubers and VTuber culture as it is, then that would be a good thing. But a lot of people come in and then they don't like something about it, like petite models, and then they want to change it. So it's not really accepting. It's like accepting of the parts that they like, but then wanting to throw out the parts they disagree with. So like, if you were truly bringing in more accepting people, then I would say that's a good thing, but a lot of the people who get brought in are not. think even I have to stop and remember that sometimes. You know? Yeah. He also made the rats. We are the rats. Really? That was him? Ooh. Yeah, he did a live stream where he had like robots chats he could control that did carnival games. They kept trying to throw things at him with all little robotic things. Wait, that sounds fun though. That sounds fun. I wanna go see. I wanna go check that out. The thing I don't understand is if you don't like to watch something, you could just not watch it. I think the thing is, they see that it's cool in some way, or they like something about it, and then they want to be involved. I think a lot of people, especially like nowadays, with there being more emphasis on including people, that people don't like to feel excluded. But then they might not always like the thing they want to be included in, so then they push to change it. And we've been seeing a lot of that too. Like a lot of push to change things that you don't agree with. And I think sometimes it's a good thing, but it really depends on what it is, because sometimes it's just people wanting to change something that was honestly fine the way it was, they just didn't like it, you know? Really depends on what it is. That's the only time where gatekeeping is valid, in my opinion, to keep the people out that try to change the space to their liking. Oh yeah, no, I might get like flamed for this, but I am absolutely on board with gatekeeping if it's for the health of the space that they're trying to come into. Right? Like, I think everyone should be allowed to like what they want to like, right? But it's not you liking it if you want to come in and then change it. That's not liking it. That's something else. Yeah, and that's not fair to everyone who was already in the space if you come in and try to change it. Like, that's not fair. That's not fair. Yeah. I know, I've been around the VTuber sphere for a long time. I have seen VTubers get attacked for something that they were doing for a long time before other people came in, right? Like long-standing VTubers who were here before the boom, right? There were some people who were here before the VTuber boom. And they were here before all the people who came in and wanted to change things. And those people will say like, nah, you're just coping. That's not part of VTuber culture. That's not integral. You're just trying to bring it in now. No, you don't know the space that you're coming into very well, if that's really what you think. Because it was here, and you just weren't paying attention, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I watch comics go from something for nerds to so mainstream that I am no longer welcome. Yeah, it's kind of happened with VTubers too. Like, I feel like there are certain things you can't be so expressive about anymore because you'll get like canceled. And what I really hate is just how prevalent getting canceled is in the VTuber space. I have a friend of mine who got like really heavily canceled. Like, they were a pretty big VTuber for a long time, and then they got really heavily canceled over something that was, it was serious allegations, but it was proven false. But because the VTuber scene is so prone to just taking a narrative and running with it and canceling people, he's only just now starting to recover. Like, this went on for a few years. He's only just now starting to recover and being able to go back to, like, actually being able to do stuff, you know? You know? Yeah, so it's really scary. I think that's why I'm always so worried about saying something that people will be like they won't see the lighthearted humor in it. They'll just see that like if I made like an unalive joke or something, right? Like, you know, like the whole point is that it's just a joke, but because it's on like a serious subject, some people might be like, I have a problem with that, and I'm gonna make sure that you know that I have a problem with that. Is it rude to say his name? No, it's not. Actually, let me grab his account. You guys can go support him if you want. Cause I think he got his YouTube mass reported off the platform. I think he's still trying to get it back. Here we go. It's my friend Tiger. Yeah. My friend Tiger. He's a really cool dude. He's also really based and mostly a Twitch streamer, but it would mean a lot to me if you guys could go support them sometimes. Yeah, if you want to, you don't have to if he's like not your taste or anything, but like, maybe just someone to check out. Cool dude. Yo, I follow him already. Yeah. Yeah, he's a really cool dude. Yeah, the femboy VTuber. Yeah, he's a Shoda femboy VTuber. He's extra based. Yeah, Tiger's cool. Yeah, I want to hang out with him more often. Yeah. Also, a leaf. A leaf. Wow. You just reminded me of this clip. Wait, can I find it on YouTube and then show it off? It's really funny. Can I like find it and show it? Wait, okay, I don't know what to type to find it. I've always just seen it around. Can I find it? No, it's recommending a bunch of random shorts. No, it's not what I want. It's just a very specific. You reminded me of it. It's really funny, but I don't know if I can find it. No, it's recommending random content's not finding it. I can't find it. I really wanted to show that one off. It's really cute and funny. Not cute and then separately funny, not together. But it's like really wholesome and it's cute and it makes me laugh. I wanted to show you guys, but now I can't find it. Yeah. Also cute AF and the voice range is insane. Oh yeah, no, you should hear Taiga sing. He is insanely good at singing. Like, I wish I could sing like that, and his range is very good. Cute and funny? No, not together, like separate. No, it's just a cute and funny like short that his family put together, and I was trying to find it, but I can't remember. It's fun that in VTubing you need to make the distinction between cute and funny and cute but also funny. Yeah, it's two different things, yeah. But you can sing like that. No, I can't. Have you heard Taiga sing? You should hear him sing. I do not have that type of vocal control. And I don't have that kind of range. And that's not to say I'm a bad singer. I think I'm pretty good at singing. But I also can see when someone is just on another level. And that's not being like negative about myself, but just simply that we're on two different levels. You know? Yeah, cute and incidentally funny. Yeah, I really wanted to show you guys, but I don't know what to type in to find it. I don't know who uploaded it. I was trying to put in like things that people talk about in it to hope they would find it. I'm trying to find it. It's not finding it. I can't find it. That makes me sad. I wanted to show you guys. Dang. Oh well. I guess I won't be able to show you guys that clip then. I can't find it. Oh well. Well, anyway, I should probably head off anyway, because I think I was going to head off like 30 minutes ago. And then we just kept talking. Just yapping with Frapos' friend. Yeah, but I should probably go like rest my voice and stuff. Sorry, random book. Yeah. So I should finally head out. Sorry I couldn't find the clip. I thought I'd be able to find it. Normally I can, even if I don't know who uploaded it, but this time no. This time I couldn't find it. Good night, Rebbi, chat. Thanks for the line. Yeah, rest well and drink plenty. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna go drink a bunch of water. I'm gonna get my waiting rooms up as well. I need to get the waiting rooms up. I'm gonna go drink a bunch of water and stuff. Do you have any leftover cheeseburger pizza? I have a couple slices, yeah. I might eat that, but I also might do something else. I don't know what I'm in the mood for. Chapo! Yeah. Look out! They're giving Chapo for 3 whole months. Thanks for the stream, Rebbi. Rest well. Thank you! Thank you, thank you. Thank you for joining me, guys. I hope you had a super fun time yapping with me. I had a fun time yapping with you. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, though, that's it. Okay, I'll see you guys later. See you later.